everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, you gotta be unlimited. You gotta have a thought process of being unlimited. So when people ask you, what you're thinking about or what you want to do in life or where you want to go, you gotta be unlimited. Tell them I'm unlimited.
Why did we let him win?
Sorry.
Why did we let him win?
Because it's funny.
Don't blame me. Do not blame me.
Oh my god.
No, we blamed you so much. We're not even letting your face on the podcast right now, dude.
Mr. Unlimited. I don't want to hear him talk. Oh god.
Yeah.
I
Anyway, welcome to the Football Stooges.
In all seriousness, though, he's actually having a decent year. He's just behind Mahomes or someone for passing yards.
Can we kick him?
Can we kick him? Welcome to the
No, I'm being serious. If you look at his stats, it's not actually his stats.
And live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Yeah. Welcome to the Football Stooges. I'm your host, Lob City. With me, as always, Macedon is actually on work travel, so he is in voice only. It's the still images over there. We got Mamba on the far left. He is the resident Bears fan. Next to him, feuding enemies, Gorlami, and then to my right, technically my left, but your right of my positioning, whatever. It's K-Duff, who is officially given up on all New England sports, is now a Tampa Bay fan.
This sandwich has goat cheese in it, which leaves a sour taste in my mouth, but not as sour as watching the New England Patriots offense play.
How the
That is
fuck
fair.
would you swap to be a
Death by
Tampa
PowerPoint
fan?
sucks ass. Death.
No, like most New England fans, just for how good Tom Brady was for them, became somewhat of Tampa Bay fans when Tom Brady went there. Like if Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl for the Bengals, and God forbid he goes to another team later in his career, most Bengal fans will probably be a fan of that team unless it's like a hated division rival.
Yeah, you saw the same thing when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos.
Oh yeah, there were a ton of people in Indiana that were Broncos fans, just appearing out of nowhere.
Broncos
Well, what
country?
about Matthew Stafford too?
Oh yeah,
that's
dude,
another
you
one.
kidding me? There were probably
All
more
of Detroit
fans.
was celebrating when the Rams won the Super Bowl, they won.
There were more fucking fans of the Rams in Michigan than there were in California. So
yeah.
We got
blood flow to my arms in this thing.
What?
Because that's the old All-Star back in high school.
Yeah,
right?
that's my old.
How many sizes
That's
too
my old
small is
All-Star.
that on you?
One. The medium. I wear large. But it's one that it's like a tight fit medium, so it's already grabbing at medium.
It's that like early 2010 style of jersey. It's just
It is, but I got this jersey in 2018.
It's really supporting your boobs, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, these things won't move.
2018. God damn it! I was already working at my job.
I was done with
you
college.
graduated back in
Just got out of high
72.
school.
Shut the fuck up! It was 2016.
It was 1926 when Macedon graduated.
Yeah, Macedon, you graduated college before I graduated high school.
God damn it!
When did you graduate college?
Oh man! All right, well, what? Go ahead, girl.
I was gonna say I was a fullback, but when I got to the All-Star game, I had a bunch of receiving yards, so they put me a wide receiver.
I mean, fullbacks have to do everything.
Most of my receiving yards are from screens. I don't think I caught a pass that wasn't a screen.
That's kind of what fullbacks are meant to do. I mean, unless you're Kyle Juszczyk or CJ Ham, you're pass block, clear run block, and then catch a screen or a dump off.
Or you're a running back in a Matt Patricia-led offense where you just get a shovel pass behind the line of scrimmage and it goes fucking nowhere.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We got a lot to get to. We have a big action-packed week of college football to quickly cover. Then NFL, we're getting into some of the fun time of the season. Obviously, next week is Thanksgiving, so hopefully you're going to have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk more about that next week. We're going to try to release an earlier episode. I think we're going to record it because today we're actually recording on a Wednesday. Next week, I think we'll be recording on a Tuesday, barring that everyone can make it. And from there, we're going to try to release an earlier episode so we can try to get on top of things because obviously Thursday when we usually record is Thanksgiving. So we got a lot to get to. So let's go ahead and get right into it with fantasy. the fantasy or this week.
You
in
hyped
fantasy, I
this
should
video
say.
up so hard.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a great
Better
video.
not flop.
Muzzy
It's
sends me
just
these
not
so I
win.
can download
Awesome.
them. Oh my goodness, dude, this is so good. Just
Like,
Please show.
he left the group chat for this.
I can't hear the video. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. But it's okay. I think I'm not used. Let's watch it.
no comment on this video. Okay. Thank you for
Of course,
watching
when I'm gone.
the football.
My job is to make the video. How did I do?
I forgot to write Muzzy. It's ridiculous.
Fuck.
Go back and watch the tape, Muzzy. You can put it down.
I have to do it myself. I can
Yeah,
see.
you
I can
did
see
it.
that
Use your words
right here.
carefully, Muzzy. I will strangle you.
Fuck you,
Just-
Muzzy.
Roller coaster. Muzzy, don't hate me. The Bills are the the AFC's version of the Cowboys.
Oh, that. Let's hate it. Just let's hate
High,
it.
yes, high expectations.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm dying.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That was so dead.
I kind of missed some player stuff. God damn it.
Is that it?
That was it?
That was it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't pull its hooves off the tarmac while drinking the poop.
That's your quote now. You're quoting me like three analogies together. That's yours now.
I'm quoting. It's like the fucking quote from The Office, where it's like your quote, but I said.
I used my beloved.
Listen, you Hagrid, you fat oaf! I'm not a
Oh my
fucking
God.
wizard! You're going to go to Hogwarts and do spells and shit! And you're gonna be fucking pleased about it!
McCaffrey actually has a bad week and his team still kills because Cowboys.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
Yeah, Gurlami, what the fuck?
No.
I thought it'd be funny.
Don't worry right now. Your future's
There's not.
okay.
I fucking sucked this past week. God
You
damn
fucking
it.
suck.
But that thing, it scares me.
Hey dude, guess what I'm drawing right now? Alright, before I guess, I want to let you know that if it's anything remotely penis related, I'm gonna get really angry. Listen man, I hear you loud and clear. Just go on and guess. Alright, what is it, fucking football? You're not gonna believe this, but it's actually...
What? Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was
I, only,
good.
I got to miss some of it because my fucking connection sucks ass.
What
at
a
the
way to
hotel.
go out on.
Yeah, oh my
Amazing,
that shit up.
amazing video. I loved the shade he threw at us. That was pretty funny. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
I
I
didn't
don't
see
think
what he
Miss-
threw at me. I missed that. What did he throw at me?
When you finally remember somebody's name.
I like saw what was on
Yeah.
me, and then I got distracted by the fucking Nordic vowels he threw in.
Yeah, let's go back.
What are
Let's
they?
do a little replay. Let's do a little replay here.
Because my fucking internet connection at times sucks ass with the fucking hotel. God,
Gorlami would move on button.
Move my butt. Just has an orgasm.
Mamba
Mamba
like
Paper.
falling asleep, and then
AF went long.
You know?
Bro, sometimes you did too late. Sorry.
yeah, Maston
Maston
finally
finally
remembering your guy's name.
Yeah, why I say what's his nuts or what the fuck his name was. Fuck.
Yeah.
This is so Mamba. Just
Yep.
I thought when he started throwing shade, I thought it was gonna be him throwing shade at how we have to like get rid of Mamba's image real quick every now and then when Grandma Mamba or Mama Mamba shows up every now and then.
He is now in India.
I mean, everybody loves Grandma Mamba, so.
Yeah.
Oh no more Grandma Mamba cameo appearances?
Not for a while.
Oh,
She's in India.
okay. She's in India. Ah, okay.
Shout out to
I
Grandma.
see my
I hope
mom
she's watching.
again, though.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Grandma.
that was a good video.
One of his
That was
best
pretty
yet.
good.
One of his best yet. Amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing work. Speaking of amazing, we can talk about the amazing college football playoff rankings because this is fucking wild. Like, even if you don't watch college football, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, but I'm just happy Virginia Tech has a chance to go to a bowl game again. I'm happy.
So we'll break down 1 through 25. Obviously, only the first 4 make it. The rest are going to be put in bowl games, per kind of the usual. But Georgia and Ohio State flip positions. Georgia goes to 1, Ohio State goes to 2. This is because Georgia now has played more ranked opponents. They beat Missouri, they beat Auburn, they beat Ole Miss, or Auburn wasn't ranked, but they beat Ole Miss, they beat Missouri, and then I think they beat Kentucky as well, who were ranked at the early start of the season. So Georgia has 3 ranked wins. Ohio State has 1 ranked win. Now Ohio State's 1 ranked win is Penn State, who was top 10. They've now moved out since Penn State still cannot clear the Big Ten hurdle of beating the 2 best teams, the Big Ten, Ohio State and Michigan. They're in the top 3 team, and they're in the 3rd spot of the Big Ten. And as well, undefeated Florida State is sitting at number 4. So far, teams 1 through 4 are all undefeated. Washington is also undefeated. They are currently leading the Pac-12 race. As I believe the Pac-12 right now also only has doesn't have divisions, doesn't have conferences, so it's the best 2 teams will go in and play. So Washington is looking to set up to make a run at that Pac-12 championship. Their last chance to get one, as they will be joining the Big Ten next year. Right behind them, Oregon, their only loss coming to Washington. Texas, their only loss coming to Oklahoma. They did beat Bama. Right behind them, Bama, their only loss to Texas. Missouri, they have 2 losses, which is kind of surprising. They're at number 9. I believe Louisville only has a loss, and Oregon State has 1 or 2. Penn State obviously has 2 losses now, with Michigan and Ohio State both giving them an L. But Missouri has 2 losses in the SEC, which, I mean, obviously is a very tough division. But this year, honestly, is kind of a little on the weaker side, in my opinion. Yeah. I think if the worst to the best teams in the SEC and the Big Ten play, it'd be a lot closer than people thought or think right now. So, very high ranking for Missouri. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Obviously, then Louisville at 10, Oregon State 11, Penn State 12. Ole Miss, who put a very good game against Georgia. They didn't win, but they looked very good, much better than normal. They weren't giving their fans heart attacks. But now their fans are probably worried they're going to get heart attacks because Jimbo Fisher is officially on the trading carousel. More on that later. Oklahoma, whose only loss was a upset loss. I think it was Kansas State, I believe, beat them. Can't remember exactly.
Yeah, Kansas or Kansas State.
Yeah, LSU, who has like 3 losses. I think the only reason they're there is because of their quarterback, who's a freak of nature. Iowa, they ranked 16. That could also be the total number of points they scored this season. So
but they're 9-2. They only have 2 losses.
I feel like they just had to put a Big Ten West in there, and that was just
who's
there.
I feel like that's what it is. Iowa. Iowa, because of the divisions in the Big Ten, they're probably going to get, honestly, it'd be hard for them not to, at this point, get to the Big Ten championship, and then they're going to get absolutely blown out of the water like a fish in a barrel with a 12-gauge full of incendiary buckshot by either Ohio State or Michigan. So,
also, it doesn't help that college football playoff rankings can't put JMU, even though they're undefeated, because of NCAA rule bullshit.
I guarantee you they would not put JMU above. I think JMU would probably be at 20, pushing North Carolina and the rest down.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Arizona is at 17. Tennessee, who I think has almost 2 or 3 losses, at 18. Notre Dame, who's had been up and down, had some consistency issues at 19. I'm okay with that. North Carolina at 20. Kansas State at 21. Utah at 22, even without Cam Rising. And Oklahoma State at 23. Tulane, who's had a good season, at 24. And then Kansas at 25. A lot of people are wondering, there's a lot of scenarios that people are throwing around. Like, the top 8 teams right now, everyone thinks has a really good chance of making the playoff. Obviously, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, all undefeated. Oregon, 1 loss. Texas, 1 loss. Alabama, 1 loss. Those are the teams that people think have a chance of making it in. With my thought in college football, you are going to see 3, no matter what happens, 3 of the conference champions are going to be in there. The Big Ten champion is going to be in the college football playoff. If Iowa wins the Big Ten championship, Lord forbid, and hell freezes over, they'll be in the college football playoff, I think they're just going to do that for the Big Ten. I think the SEC champion is going to be in the college football playoff. I think that's a no-brainer. It's going to be Georgia or Alabama. Either one of them beat each other, they're going to go in. And then I think the Pac-12 is going to get a team in. So
if Washington beats out, I think that's the only way.
No, I think if Oregon wins the rest of their games and Washington wins the rest of their games beside the championship, then I think Oregon goes. And here's the thing. One of these teams is not going to get in the top 4 right now, is not going to get into a championship game. Michigan or Ohio State is going to beat each other. Now, obviously, as you can see, I'm a Michigan fan, so I think Michigan is going to beat the fucking brakes off of Ohio State while I'm watching it live, so that'll be great to see. I think Michigan's going to get to the Big Ten championship and then shoot Iowa Hawkeye like a clay pigeon. So, I think the loser of Ohio State Michigan is not going to make it to the college football playoff because they won't have that championship, that conference championship. They won't have an extra win on their schedule as well because they play an extra game. So they'll be sitting behind that, and they'll probably be the first one looking out. I think the biggest lock from here, I think about who's getting in the college football playoff no matter what, the biggest lock if I were to bet money, I think it's Florida State. They have, by far, in the top 8 teams, they have the easiest schedule remaining. They're in the ACC. It's a cakewalk for them if they handle business.
Their next games are Miami and then Florida.
Yeah.
I only have one thing to say.
And then the ACC championship game, which is against Louisville, more likely.
Probably. That'll be their toughest game. Probably this. Well, no, they played LSU. So,
Yes, they played LSU. And
when Ohio State and Michigan play each other, I only have one phrase to say. This will tickle lob pink, but go blue. Fuck Ohio State.
I mean,
there's only 2 times in my life I will ever say those words, and it's when Michigan plays Penn State, is when Michigan plays Ohio State.
Michigan won last week, right? If I recall.
Yeah, they beat Penn State.
Yeah, Michigan just said
pretty handily too, didn't they?
Fuck your accusations. That's what they said.
So, a couple things about Michigan. That game, Michigan ran only run plays after about 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. The entire third and fourth, so the entire second half, nothing but smash mouth run the football. Now that sounds good on paper. I was watching the game. Some of those runs were run up the middle, like an Ezekiel Elliott on the Patriots kind of deal, where you just like run into the line and automatically just like fall down because you get swarmed by 7 or 8, tacklers. I mean, Penn State was
a 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. When teams play Michigan, like I think they're calling members of the '86 Bears, being like, how do you run a 4-3? Like we got to put like 15 men in the box. Like it is.
How do you
scary.
put their starter, backup, and third stringer in the hospital?
They just break out the Ouija board and ask, "Hey, Sweetness, how do you run a 4-3?"
Yeah, it's it is. Yeah. So, but the other thing is, Michigan still is the winningest program in college football history and will be the first college football team to have the chance to win their 1,000th game coming up this Saturday against Maryland.
Without Jim Harbaugh.
Right. So they're hoping that they can get him on the field for this, just for the historic occasion of it. So we'll see how that goes. I also think it was really shady by the NCAA to give this ruling out. Like obviously something was coming, I get that, but at the same time to give this ruling out less than 24 hours before the game, also on a week where the courts are closed because it was Veterans Day weekend. I mean,
there's still no concrete evidence yet.
Also, I know the NCAA is a shitty crackpot organization that's run by fucking, 4-letter words. Yeah, substitute something there. But at the same time, dude, there's slime. That was just slimy. That was just disgusting. Vile. Have some backbone when you want to punish somebody, Don't sucker punch somebody and run off, If you're going to give them a punishment and, back it up. Don't be a bitch. And I'm calling the NCAA a bitch. You're being a bitch. Same with the Big Ten.
Remember this, NCAA only punishes colleges that don't make money.
Oh yeah, I mean they're corrupt. They're entirely corrupt.
Michigan Stadium though, they make money.
Oh my god, they make so much money.
They do.
Also, I know I know the state of Michigan.
But when the other moneymakers step in and say, ooh, yeah, they're gonna cave into the multitude of moneymakers.
NIL's a thing now because of all that.
Well, it's not just that, but NCAA gets like the money deals from the TV. They can Notre Dame gain their NBC deal, the SEC
The money they're going to get
network.
from the EA deal when they release the new college football game, which is probably going to be one of the hottest selling games on the market once it comes out.
Probably.
It's probably gonna be shit because EA.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be shit, but there hasn't been one since 2014, so people are gonna love it.
I know,
or at least buy it.
So
So
it's like fucking Call of Duty. God damn it.
yeah,
can breathe.
I will say, I think going back to like making a lot of money. Funny thing is, the state of Michigan actually lifted a law that was preventing the sale of alcohol at college football games in the stadium. This year, Michigan State was selling alcohol, which, I mean, this year they really needed it. The second the Big House gets a sponsor for, I don't know if they're going to just stick to beer, if they're going to start doing liquor and stuff like that. Oh, money.
They're gonna be bringing in them, making
they
them
might,
ultras.
They might paint the field gold. They might put a dome. Like, I hope they don't put a dome because outdoor football is the best. But there's already rumors of, if you look at Michigan Stadium, they increased the size of the scoreboard, and it's really close to where the boxes come to, or like the suite seats. So people are thinking they're going to make another deck, which would add another couple thousand seats, and they're already at 110,000. So good luck, Neyland, keeping up because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming. But again, that's college football playoff. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on the upcoming schedule. We are 1 week away from Rivalry Week, so we're a week away from the Iron Bowl, the game, 2 weeks away from Army Navy. A lot of things
Commonwealth
coming up. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff coming for the college football world, so be ready. This is where it really heats up, and this is where this is just great time for college football. All right, go ahead and move over to the crossover grid.
Hey, sounds like some bullshit to me.
13-win season
for Cowboys. It could be Dak. It could be Tony Romo,
or it could be Emmitt Smith.
And we'll do Tom Brady here for 13 win and a Buccaneer.
Oh, wait, did he have 13 wins? I thought he
Tom
had 12.
Brady?
That was a 13 win.
Tom Brady had a perfect season. No, it just has to be
just in general.
Yeah, just in general.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of something else.
Clay Matthews.
Yeah, you can do Clay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
look, he gets
the
another
Packers
flag
Hall of
for
Fame.
roughing the passer.
They gave
Wow.
him his Rams.
They put him in a Rams jersey, Gorlami.
Wow, the
Damn.
disrespect.
Oh my
Five
god.
sack season for the 49ers. Nick
Who runs
Bosa.
this grid?
Five
Who runs this grid?
five sacks for Panthers. Could you try Julius Peppers?
Yeah, I can see that, Julius Peppers.
You could
There
definitely
you
do
go.
Yep.
All right, now we have to
That's
get
a
the
man
teams.
right there.
Ooh, Prime, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. Coach Prime
You could
University.
have put T.O.
True, T.O.
T.O. would have worked.
Terrell Owens.
Niner and a Buccaneer. Were any of Tom Brady's receivers or linemen Niners?
No.
I know.
Because he had a lot of Jason Pierre-Paul, Ndamukong Suh.
He was never San Fran.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna take some guesses here. I'm gonna turn the limited guesses mode. We got all the way to 3.
yeah, this is definitely a tough
Oh,
one
boy.
for.
Oh, okay.
Panthers and Cowboys. Larry
Oh,
Allen was a card. Or
no,
no,
fuck.
I'm gonna say David.
I was gonna say Braden Cooks, but he's Houston Texans.
Right.
Fuck.
Actually, that's actually funny to think about. Braden Cook didn't go too far in Texas.
Oh, Stephon Gill. No, wait.
No, he was never Panthers.
Yeah, I'm thinking Colts.
Panthers are so trash that I don't even know any of them.
Well, it's not even that. They only been around since the late '90s.
Oh, dude, Xavier Woods.
Right here?
No, Cowboys, Panthers.
Xavier Woods?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh.
What is that?
That's Panthers.
Oh, I thought that was his beard that was only cut on one side, and that's just the.
That.
That's just a shade from his Adam's apple. He's just gonna.
Baker Mayfield.
I thought he had a weird like.
Baker.
Baker.
How can we forget Baker?
Yeah.
All right, so now we just need a Niner and a Buccaneer. Niner and a Buccaneer. Warren Sapp, was he ever a Niner?
No.
Nope.
Who
was the Derek Brooks?
Oh,
the guy behind
dude, Blaine Gabbert.
Oh my God.
Blaine Gabbert. Oh,
Yeah.
Blaine Gabbert. All right, the other.
What was the percentage?
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman, right? I forgot he was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a while.
Andy Dalton too. Holy shit.
Andy Dalton
How did we
for
forget
Carolina.
that?
Oh my goodness, my sweet prince, Andy Dalton. No. Oh, how could I forget?
Did we forget that?
Because he hasn't played any games for the Panthers.
No, he did.
He's
Yes,
on
he
the
did.
Panthers
Right,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
played
on the
games.
Panthers right now.
He's played games for the
Yes.
Panthers.
I'm so glad we put Emmitt Smith
beard
there,
on
and everyone
him.
else put Troy
Mustache
Aikman.
on
We're
Gabbert.
just a better grid.
No,
Fuck
the Blaine
Troy.
Gabbert picture. No, look at the Blaine Gabbert picture.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's fucking.
Oh my
Is that
gosh.
fucking Uncle Rico right there? Except not as
He looks
Chad
like
as-
he's getting
as
dressed to be on like a
Brady Kitchen.
Netflix Western.
All right. Before we start getting into the recap of last week's game, let's go ahead and swap it on over to Kaduff for the news.
Do I get to steal his desk again?
Find out.
Nah, I think you're good.
All right, KF News. Let's start this off with injuries, where it was a bad week to be a linebacker if you wanted to continue playing this year. Just after losing Nick Holcomb last week with that brutal knee injury, Steelers lost another linebacker, Quan Alexander. He tore his Achilles in their game versus the Packers. Chargers also lost linebacker Chris Rump after he fractured his foot in their loss to the Lions. And a big loss for the Cowboys, Leighton Vander Esch. He is expected to be out for the year with a serious neck injury. And according to Jerry Jones, this could actually be career-threatening if not treated right. So
He never had a full season.
I don't think he ever has either. Yeah, he's been very
no.
injury prone. Great when he's on the field, but made of glass mostly. Lions, they've lost guard Hal Vatae to a back injury. And the big news today, actually, Browns quarterback Deshaun Cosby Watson, he is done for the year with, you guessed it, the same fucking shoulder injury he's been dealing with. It apparently developed a fracture that is going to require surgery that is going to sideline him for indefinitely. So he's basically done.
And I heard he has 13 massage appointments already.
Yeah. Exactly. He's going to go to his PT appointment and have it. He's going into his first PT appointment and coming out with the 29th accuser. Short to long-term stuff. Saints quarterback Derek Carr, he broke down again. He's got a concussion and a shoulder injury that should sideline him for week 1, which is why we saw famous Jameis come in for relief in their loss this week against the Vikings. They also apparently losing Marshawn Lattimore with an ankle sprain. He's going to be not going to be for week. That's a big one. Yeah. Chargers wide receiver Joshua Palmer, he's expected to miss at least a week with a knee injury. Ravens left tackle Ronnie Stanley, also the same case. Vikings linebacker Jordan Hicks, he had apparently suffered a shin contusion that required immediate surgery following their win against the Saints, so he's going to be out for some time. And Jaguars wide receiver Jamal Agnew also suffered a shoulder injury. And Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins has been confirmed out for their Thursday night contest against the Ravens with a hamstring. Other questionables as we go into the week, Falcons quarterback Taylor Heineke with a hamstring injury. Panthers tight end Hayden Hurst with a concussion. Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey with a calf strain. And we may or may not see it, the return of Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson from the hamstring injury he suffered earlier this season.
A lot of trades in fantasy.
Getting tossed around like a cheap whore in our league.
Yeah, but no, that's gonna be scary. Justin Jefferson, and Addison on the field. God damn, that's scary.
With the Pasternak.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Can you take me higher?
Right. That does it for injuries. Moving on to signings and re-signings. The Cardinals have claimed former Jets running back Michael Carter off of waivers this week. Saints have also signed former Ravens cornerback Jason Pierre-Paul. All 8.5 of his fingers are now going to be going down to the Big Easy. The Patriots, because we have so many holes on the roster, why not fill them with another running back, former Jaguars running back and punt returner Jermichael Hasty. I don't know what to make of that, honestly. In regards to the well, that's one thing. Jordan, in regards to Jordan Hicks' injury, the Vikings have already signed his replacement in a returning Anthony Barr, who after spending last year with the Cowboys and has been a free agent since, is returning to the team that drafted him with a first-round pick in 2014. And someone else is also returning to the league after getting caught for scamming the shit out of people for Pokemon cards. The Panthers have signed former Giants linebacker Blake Martinez to their practice squad. Now, their only major trade or release, trades don't happen because the trade deadline's passed. But the big release this week, there's a lot of problems with the Patriots this offseason, but apparently releasing Jack Jones, quarterback, is one of them. Personally, you should have released him after that fucking trying to bring guns through TSA bullshit. But what do I know? Anyway, moving on to other news around football circles. We're going to start out with something somber. There was a major car wreck in Houston this past week where about 5 people were killed. 3 of them were former alumni of the University of Houston. All played for them between 2010 and 2013. Offensive tackle Ralph Araglu, defensive back Zachary McMillan, and cornerback DJ Hayden, who was the only one of the guys to make it to the league. He played for the Raiders, Jags, and Lions over an 8-year career. Another former player, Jeffrey Lewis, was also involved in the crash, but he was only injured and expected to survive. So, thoughts of prayers go out to them. On to more lighter news stuff. Steelers linebacker TJ Watt, he has surpassed his brother JJ for the second most all-time career sacks within a player's first 100 games since the benchmark was set by Reggie White in 1982. He has 88. JJ had 87. Reggie White, who's in first place, has 102. And let's see, the Bills, they have fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey following a humiliating loss to the Broncos on Monday night. They have confirmed that quarterback coach Joe Brady will replace him in the interim for the rest of the season. I don't really know what to think about that firing, honestly. They sucked, but was it really all on Dorsey?
I mean, something they need to do a lot more is be able to set up a play action pass and run the ball with a little more severity. They did look good with it, running a couple times late in the game, but at the same time, something's got to change. I guess they felt that was the right decision, so we'll see if it works out in the future for them.
I think they're running the damn ball.
But it was
I kind of have an opinion about once we get to that game, I kind of opinion with Josh Allen trying to do hero ball.
Very
Is
true.
it going to be something that requires Muzzy to leave the chat again?
I mean, I'll just say it now. The closest thing to Brett Favre in the modern NFL is Josh Allen.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
A lot of picks.
How aggressive he is.
That's a take. Okay. It's a take of all time. Anyway, another team that's been needing to make a change on offense has been the Falcons. They are after head coach Arthur Smith has finally vowed to utilize running back Bijan Robinson more by making him a punt returner. Yeah, I was expecting that kind of reaction.
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't fucking get it either. Just Arthur Smith, just delete your career as a
coaching career.
Career, yeah. Let's see. A few other quick things. Texans linebacker Denzel Perryman was suspended 3 games for repeated violations of health and safety rules in the league. Most of it involving lowering his helmet on tackles after he was penalized for it multiple times during their game against the Bengals this week. That was since reduced to 2 as of about 3 hours ago, according to Adam Schefter. Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas, he was arrested in Louisiana this week after allegedly getting into a fight and throwing a brick at construction workers working outside his building. And Jaguars wide receiver Zay Jones, he was also arrested this week in Jacksonville regarding a domestic battery charge against his baby mama. There's no word on if he will be facing any repercussions right now. He has a court date coming up for that in December, but as for the Jaguars and the league, nothing of note, which isn't really that surprising whenever there's something domestic going on in the NFL. It happens all the fucking time. I mean, look at guys like Tyreek Hill, AP, still playing after they were caught and arrested for domestic shit. So, but that's just my opinion. That's all I got.
Alrighty. Thank you again for the news, Mr. K-Dove. All right. Let's go ahead and move on with some of the covering of the games. We already covered Panthers Bears last week, so we'll start with Colt Patriots. Sorry.
This game made me more depressed watching it than watching Made in Abyss binge watch this past Friday, and that's basically grim dark Australia.
You know, I really wish Mamba had his headset on right now because I got something to say and it'd be funny if he heard it.
All right. Well,
God damn it!
Talking to Mamba right now. So.
Yeah, he's talking to Mamba. Oh, here it comes.
Oh, here we go. He's back.
All right, Mamba, this one's for you. So it seems to be that Belichick got pegged twice this week.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. So
Both
a little dip into my
Mac
family
Jones and
history.
Bailey Zappi.
Little dip into my family history. I don't really have many military veterans in my family. I do know I had a great uncle that drove tanks in Germany. I didn't think 80 years from then I would see the Patriots doing the exact same thing. So
yeah, driving a tank bowl in Germany. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Just imagine Minshew Mania right up your ass.
Jesus Christ.
Put
that on
I
a
said
shirt.
I'm depressed watching this game. I don't need any more laughs. It made it Abyss made me depressed.
Yeah, this was the
Fucking
final
travel.
NFL Europe game. This was in Frankfurt. Colts get the win 10-6. Belichick is still a coach.
It was probably the last one of all time.
Yeah, this was rumored to be, if it was a loss to the Patriots, Belichick's last game. Nothing's come out yet. But again, it also did come out that he signed a fucking massive extension. So there's a lot of pressure.
Well, the extension actually, as it turns out, was only for 1 extra year, as it later came out.
Yeah. So we'll get into the stats. Gardner Minshew for the Colts, 18 for 28 for 194, 6.9 average, no touchdowns, 1 pick, and a 69.6 rating. Jonathan Taylor, the 1 TD scored in the entire game. He ran 23 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Zach Moss also ran 1 time for 2 yards. For receiving, Michael Pittman Jr., 8 for 84. Josh Downs, 2 for 40. Isaiah McKenzie, 4 for 31. Alec Pierce, 1 for 21. Will Mallory, 1 for 7. Jonathan Taylor, 1 for 6. And Kylan Granson, 1 for 5. For the Patriots, Mac Jones, 15 for 20 for 170 and 8.5 average. No touchdowns, 1 pick, 5 sacks, and a 79.2 rating. He was benched for a final game, hopefully winning drive by Bailey Zappi. He went 3 for 7 for 25 yards and threw a boneheaded pick off a fake Dan Marino-style spike that went every way but Dan Marino. Right
into triple coverage. I thought Mac Jones was the one who was bad at reading defenses. What the hell is that?
Ramondre Stevenson, 20 for 88.
One fucking drive.
Yeah, you don't let him get hot. You don't let him warm up. You don't let him get the feel of the game, and he goes out there. That was a dumb decision. I know Mac Jones is looking like hot ass, but again, an unwarmed up, unacclimated Bailey Zappi is hotter ass, and not in a good way.
When we're talking about hot ass, Belichick's must be from how hot the seat he's sitting on is right now. Because right before the game,
don't you fucking go there.
Shut your fucking mouth for like 5
I'm gonna
like
fucking
2
go
minutes.
there, dude. I'm gonna go there.
You're not gonna fucking go there. Shut the fuck up.
Orlami, shut the fuck up a minute. Anyway, Robert Kraft, right? So before the game, Robert Kraft addressed the players, which is something he's only done before or season openers or Super Bowls. telling them that he really wanted them to win this game. And they didn't win the fucking game. So I feel like that's just cementing his feelings a lot more about how Belichick and this team is going. I'm really predicting, like, if he's not fired now it's going to be at the end of the season, and then a blow up of the team in general is imminent.
All I'm gonna say is Belichick really loves those German sausages.
Anyway, New England rushing. Ramondre Stevenson had 20 for 88. Ezekiel Elliott had 13 for 4. Mac Jones went 3 for 25.
Tongue. I held it.
Then for receiving, Demario Douglas 6 for 84, Ezekiel Elliott 2 for 34, Mike Gesicki 2 for 22, Hunter Henry 3 for 21, Ramondre Stevenson 3 for 14, and Keyshawn Bout 1 for 11, and Juju Smith-Schuster 1 for 9. This was kind of a tale of the Colts offense was struggling against a very well prepared New England defense. New England defense is, when Belichick there, no matter who they have, excuse me, it's always been at least decent, and especially against a backup quarterback in Gardner Minshew, who isn't bad by any means, but at the same time still has his issues and qualms here and there. A team that kind of lacks a wide receiver one. Honestly, I'm still not sold on Michael Pittman. He falls in that Alex Lazard category of, oh, you're a good wide receiver too. You just need a one option, you know.
Both these teams have no wide receiver one.
Did you just say Alex Lazard?
In the general receiving, in the general receiving core, I don't think any guys in these receiving columns could be considered a wide receiver one on any other team.
No.
Yeah, Pittman is a good 2, not a 1.
Back in the day, Juju, but yeah.
Well, that was in his Steeler days.
I mean, Mike Gesicki could definitely be considered a tight end one, I think.
For a tight end one, yes. Well, yes, but in the same vein, Hunter Henry could also be considered that as well, which
probably, yeah,
is a good thing to have, I'd say, especially if you're doing a 2 tight end offense.
Other rumors coming out is that Mac Jones has kind of lost the locker room. No shit. So I think he's definitely on the way out. I don't think Bailey Zappi's the way to go either. I feel like J.J. McCarthy is a good fit for a New England style of play. He's a very system
I would
level
honestly love
quarterback.
J.J. McCarthy.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. J.J. McCarthy has a very accurate arm and a pretty strong arm, but at the same time, he doesn't get a ton of touches. Like, in the game against Penn State, he went 7 for 8 on passing.
All right.
So
we do a run-heavy offense anyway, so I feel like
it could work, and it could be a great fit. It could be awesome. So I mean, but also it could be, hey, we need you to throw 25 times. I don't think he's done that since high school almost now.
Still, I mean, look at the last guy we drafted out of Michigan in 2000. He turned out all right.
He turned out pretty well. Probably the best player to ever play the game of football in the history of mankind. So the funny thing I saw, there was a stat. Tom Brady has never taken a snap when the Patriots were statistically eliminated from the playoffs, or mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Tom Brady has never taken a snap when the Patriots were eliminated from the playoffs. Every second that man was on the field, they were in contention. That is an insane stat.
That's one hell of a defense, isn't it?
Hey, say what you want about the defense. He was special.
And a bit of Terry has bailed that man out more times than I can fucking count.
Wow.
I still say that game.
I
don't know which is
one. Terry's foot, it could be on a Malcolm Butler interception. It could be on anything.
But I do have to say, that game, it was either watching Made in Abyss or that game to make me more depressed. I don't know which one's worse.
Thinking depression.
Well, how about this game to make Lob depressed?
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is him.
Yeah. So
I am only upset because I picked the Bengals.
Houston Texans 30, Cincinnati Bengals 47, the final score. People were blaming this one on Tyler Boyd on a last-second drive, and he dropped the ball in the end zone, and it happens. Not the best situation to be in, but he also had 8 catches for 117 yards. Not too worried about it. One lapse in judgment, it's understandable. But I think the biggest thing is that we saw a masterclass game from CJ Stroud, who I got to hand it to, is doing amazing, and honestly, I think is the MVP front runner right now. I don't think anyone else comes close with what he's done.
Hands down, yeah.
Yeah, he is the second leading player in passing yards right now, behind Sam Howell. What the fuck? But
first if you're a rookie.
Yeah. So a rookie, he's going to get Rookie of the Year offensively unless something catastrophic happens. Knock on wood, hopefully not. And he's been dotting up defenses. D'Amico Ryans looks like an amazing coach. He's done a very good job drawing up schemes. Their coordinators look great. They have a ton of weapons that are working great. Tank Dell looks good. Dalton Schultz looks good. They were without him. They were without Noah Brown. They were without him in this game.
My God.
But Nico Collins, also a really good receiving option there. Houston looks scary. Their defense could use some work. I'll grant them that, but again, they are a young team. This is in their rebuild, and this is probably the quickest rebuild I've seen since, Amish people raised a barn in a day. Like, this is insane.
Amish people building a barn in Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Why'd you go to Family Guy? They just made it not funny.
No, I know the reference he's going for, actually.
Because it's a reference, you...
Okay, I have to say this. Like, the only two other players I could think of for MVP besides Stroud right now, if you're going to say CJ Stroud, either Tyreek Hill or Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
For overall offensive MVP, yeah.
However, neither of those players were quarterbacks.
True.
So, into the stats. CJ Stroud, 23 for 39 for 356 yards, a 9.1 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 sack, 87.1 rating. That's another thing. The pass blocking for Texans was done pretty well. Again, though, in this game, we were without Sam Hubbard, and also Trey Henderson was only in part of the game after he got a hyperextended knee injury. So, I don't know how much to take that with, but
I'll be right.
Okay.
How do you get sacked for 0 yards?
Ball forward and put the ball at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Is that even a
possible?
Sack? That just
it is a sack
because
he gained no yards. It is a sack because he gained no yards.
It just doesn't process in my brain very well.
Rushing, Devin Singletary, 30 for 150 and a touchdown. Xavier Hutchinson, 1 for 17. Tank Dell, 1 for 13. CJ Stroud, 2 for 8 and a touchdown. Then for receiving, Noah Brown, 7 for 172. Dalton Schultz, 4 for 71. Tank Dell, 6 for 56 and a touchdown. John Mechke III, 2 for 25. Robert Woods, 1 for 15. Devin Singletary, 1 for 11. Mike Boone, 2 for 6. Then for the Bengals, Joe
500
Burrow.
yards of offense. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, 347 yards in total on 27 for 40 and 8.7 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 4 sacks, and 90.3 rating. Mixon on the ground, 46 carries, 11 yards and a touchdown. Then Joe Burrow also ran 20 yards and 5 carries. Receiving column, Jamar Chase, 5 for 124 and a touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 8 for 117. Trent Irwin, 2 for 54 and a touchdown. Tanner Hudson, who's looked like a very bright spot. Irv Smith Jr., the experiment with him has not worked flat out almost at all. So he's been a bright spot, signing him off the practice squad. He's bounced around with a couple teams.
Straight up in draft Brock Bowers, he'll be fine.
I mean, and he's also a Super Bowl champion with Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Drew Sample, 2 for 12. Irv Smith Jr., 1 for 6. Trayvon Williams, 1 for 2. And then Mitchell Wilcox, Andre Iosivas, and Mixon all had a couple targets, but not any yards gained. With this game, I got a hand to the Texans. They look pretty well complete as far as team goes. The biggest issue with the Bengals is Lou Anarumo was really limited on what he could do. CJ Stroud can roll out of the pocket very easily. We were without both of our pass rushers basically once the game really got rolling. We couldn't get really any native pressure. We have great guys in the center, DJ Reader and BJ Hill, but at the same time, those guys are really good run stoppers, and they have good pass rush ability, but pass rushing ability out of the center of the line of the defensive tackle position is something you rarely see happen unless your name is Aaron motherfucking Donald. So,
or Vita Vea.
To be fair, you guys were down over 100 yards in rushing and you only lost by 3.
Yeah. Again, the line still needs to improve. I don't know. The best rusher they have is rookie Will Anderson Jr., who's kind of been, and we still give up 4 sacks when we have
out of the top
all-pro linemen and everything. Like, what are we like? If it is a coaching issue, a line coaching issue, we got to make a change fast. Because I'm tired of having a O-line that's still iffy when 4 out of the 5 guys are bona fide stars. I'm tired of it.
Then you're just using another first-round pick on a guy that's not exactly the issue with personnel. It could be a coaching side thing.
Yeah, I would give a first-round pick for Quentin Nelson right now. Like I like I really like Cordell Volson. I think he's great and everything, but like we're in Super Bowl mode. We need to get a line that can do your fucking job. Again, and also I didn't understand the cutting of Lyle Collins. I will say that Jonah Williams has made me eat my words and has looked a lot better this season, but I did like Lyle's run blocking. That guy would fucking, like, every time you saw him run down the field on a pull, you heard the "Move, bitch, get out of the way" song in your ears.
Yeah.
Just fucking John Riggo freight train. This man would just kill people. But
yeah, anyone that's had doubts on him are definitely eating pro right now.
Yeah.
I do want to say this for CJ Stroud too, is that I don't think he's taking a lot of sacks, even with the Houston Texans O-line being like third stringers.
No, they got some good linemen. They got the
I'm just saying,
right tackle
injuries.
out of.
Yeah, but there's I'm saying just the injuries, plus also CJ Stroud. He knows not to take the sacks. I think that's one thing that's helping him too. He knows to either check it down or throw it away.
Yeah, he's very smart.
Or stay mobile.
Yeah, so really well played by the Texans. Got to hand it to them. They played really well. Bengals need to kind of have a little bit more consistency here. We scored nothing in the second quarter, which is not good for us. So, gotta
come on, be sour about it. Be sour about it.
I mean,
it's a rough.
We are 5-0. We started 5-0 2 years ago. And we got to the Super Bowl. We started 5-0 last year, and we got to the AFC Championship. I'm not worried. I'm not.
Yeah.
Going into this Sunday's game, every team that was in the playoff, every AFC North team was in the playoff. Ravens were leading the division, and then the wild card were Steelers, Browns, Bengals. We are the best division in football, hands down. That is objectively true.
This is also a very close game, and it's not something to be sour on. A lot of games this week all ended on field goals or within 3 points.
Yeah.
It's not a big loss for them.
But again, I gotta hand it. CJ Stroud looks incredible.
And D'Amico Ryans looks like a decent coach.
Yeah,
he looks
they
better
have
than
had in
decent.
a long time. Or ever.
Can you
arguably.
Take me higher?
God damn.
To a place. Yeah, Joshua Dobbs, I think, is kind of padding his lead as far as comeback player of the year goes. No offense to Damar Hamlin, but I think his stats this year have been like a tackle or two. So
what Geno Smith had last year, we're seeing with Josh Dobbs this year.
Times 2 or 3, because Geno Smith was starting somewhat on other teams, here and there. Joshua Dobbs, his first start was like a late year game as a Titans emergency quarterback. Or
I thought he was Browns first. I thought he was Browns at first. He got drafted by the
Steelers,
Browns.
actually. I remember him being in remaining appearance, I think, somewhere in that 2019 season.
Yeah, but the Pasternak comes through.
And he
for the
beat
Vikings.
the Cowboys. Let's add that to his stat block.
He did beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Pasternak strikes again, this time launching a missile attack against the New Orleans Saints, winning the game 27-19. Joshua Dobbs went 23 for 34 for 268, a 7.9 average, 1 touchdown, no picks, 1 sack, a 101.1 rating. For rushing, Ty Chandler 15 for 45 and a touchdown, Joshua Dobbs 8 for 44 and a touchdown, Alexander Mattinson 8 for 27, and Kene Nwangwu, I believe, that is 2 for 9. Receiving, TJ Hawkinson, looking like the best tight end in football right now, 11 for 134 and a touchdown. Jordan Addison, 4 for 69. Brandon Powell, 4 for 35. Jalen Nair, 1 for 16. And Johnny Munt, 2 for 8. As well as Alexander Mattinson, 1 for 6.
Hi, Mamba.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry.
You're all good. Then Derek Carr was in the game, went 13 for 18 for 110, a 6.1 average, 2 sacks, and 87.7 rating. Got injured, so hide your local seafood department store's supplies of crab, because Jameis Winston is back. Fucking famous
and
Jameis.
The Turnover Bakery is open again.
Fucking slinging rocks at people. This motherfucker throws darts to the
opposing
team. There's a guy with shoulder pads out there somewhere.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, 13 for 25 for 122, 4.9, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 1 sack, 59.1 rating. On the ground, Alvin Kamara, 42 yards and 9 carries. Derek Carr, 1 for 10. Jamal Williams, 4 for 7. And Taysom Hill, 1 for 6. New Orleans receiving, Chris Olave, 6 for 94 and a touchdown. A.T. Perry, 2 for 38 and a touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 7 for 33. Rashid Shaheed, 5 for 24. Taysom Hill, 2 for 17. Lyndon Bowen Jr., 1 for 12. Michael Thomas, 1 for 9. Jamal Williams, 1 for 3. And Juwan Johnson, 1 for 2. Yeah. I think the biggest thing with this is the loss of Derek Carr really kind of blew it open for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Saints defense is, you got some, issues, big time.
Say what you will about Derek Carr, he's at least consistent. Jameis Winston, he just likes to give the ball up. It's just back to life.
I still think Jameis Winston is one of the most unhinged people in football. Now that Antonio Brown is stepping away from football, please.
I mean, I'd argue that's Chandler Jones this season, but
well, he's not playing. He's not playing.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
but I
probably
think
on team.
Like playing, yeah, James Winston can be unhinged playing, but I don't think he has that much off-field issues since some years ago.
Well, funny off-the-field issues, like tearing his ACL and then going into like a smoke-lit fucking locker room and like just dancing on one leg, or like his pregame speech, like that's a W, and then just devours his own hand. Stealing crab from a local Publix in college, like.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not saying about years ago. Yeah,
I've been down to Florida. Publix crab sucks.
You're in college. You're eating ramen, man. Like your options are limited.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking about season awards.
Some ramen.
Joshua Dobbs, I think, is the front runner for comeback player of the year, in my opinion. They might give it to Tua Tagovailoa because they're like, oh, we must promote, people staying safe and concussion research, concussion research, blah 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 blah,
Yeah, but still played the majority of the year. That's not enough for a comeback title.
There's some
plus also that's less on Tua and more on Miami being fucking retarded of putting him in.
Oh yeah,
good cuss.
There is some joke of like Viking fans either pick one, a championship or Dobbs going to Mars. Pick one.
And they wearing their Kirk Creed hats, stroke their chins and think Josh Dobbs.
I mean, it's a good trade for Vikings. That was a good trade. I got.
It was a great trade, especially for the timing for Cousins' injury. Now, as for this game.
Okay, can I just say this? Can I say this? Can I say this? Somehow Pittsburgh has a winning record when they have a negative 26-point differential. And
tell your Packers to get it together.
Yeah.
Also, almost every game, this Pittsburgh Steelers have been outgained in yardage.
Yeah.
I'm hiring a hitman.
Gorlami, are you?
6-3.
Gorlami, you're triggering Yinzer mode. Are you happy?
I'm hiring a hitman to take out Joe Barry.
Steelers going to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You ever see that clip on Pat McAfee where he found a ref that was officiating a game for like high school football that was broadcasted, and he was like the most Yinzer man of all?
No.
It was like 5-yard penalty, first down. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
No, I remember.
DAHN. Second down. 15-yard penalty. Repeat third down. Third down.
Pittsburgh man you could find.
Yeah. Final score 23-19. Steelers over the Packers from Heinz Field. Fuck you, it's still called Heinz Field. Jordan Love, 21 for 40 for 289, 7.2 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 1 sack, 71.8 rating. On the ground, A.J. Dillon led the way, 9 for 70. Aaron Jones, 13 for 35. Jordan Love, 2 for 11. In the receiving column, Jalen Reed led the way, 5 for 84 and a touchdown. Luke Musgrave, 2 for 64. Dontavian Wicks, 3 for 51. Romeo Dobbs, 3 for 31 and a touchdown. Christian Watson, 2 for 23. Aaron Jones, 4 for 19. A.J. Dillon, a 1 for 11. And Tucker Kraft, 1 for 6. For the Steelers...
You're trying to have face desk. You're kind of missing the desk, I'm just going to say.
Well, like you're trying to suck your own dick.
Oh, that works.
Okay, Macedon. Kenny Pickett, 14 for 23. 126, a 5.5 average, no touchdowns, no picks, 1 sack, 75.6 rating. Then for rushing, Jalen Warren, 15 for 101 and a touchdown. Najee Harris, 16 for 82 and a touchdown. Kenny Pickett, 4 for 16. Calvin Austin, the third, 1 for 6. 205 total yards of rushing. They really took advantage of a Green Bay Packers line that struggles to stop the run and doesn't have many linebackers to do that as well. George Pickens, 3 for 45 in the air. Connor Hayward, 3 for 32. Deontay Johnson, 1 for 17. Najee Harris, 2 for 14. Jalen Warren, 2 for 9. Darnell Washington, 1 for 6. And Calvin Austin, 1 for 3.
You know what pissed me off the most about this game?
The multiple picks Justin Love threw in the end zone.
No, it wasn't the fact. It wasn't anything to do with the game. I have NFL Plus on my phone. I'm up north at my hunting cabin. Then they literally have you pick your favorite team. And I am paying to watch football, and I pick my favorite team. It gave me the fucking Vikings game to watch live. I could not watch this game live.
Yeah, it's based on your location.
Yeah, it did that to me once, and it's when I wanted to watch like a Red Sox game. It just hooked me up with the fucking Mets. Not even the good Mets.
Baseball's horrible. Baseball's horrible though for like blackouts.
But if you're gonna make me pick my favorite team, if it comes down to 12 o'clock games and my team is the Packers, give me the fucking Packers.
It's based on where you're at.
Yes, but here's where I'm at.
I'm closer to the Twin Cities, which pisses me off.
Yeah, and I'm like 200, 300 miles away from New York City. That is nowhere near the coverage I'm looking for.
Well, baseball, I don't know. It's fucking stupid in many ways. So.
Yeah, no, I will admit, I hate the MLB
Get your shit
blackouts.
together,
It's fucking
The
bullshit.
only worst thing,
my team.
the only worst sport for like coverage that is like one of the big five, I guess you will, hockey. Oh my god, the fucking like TV deals or lack thereof for hockey. It's just like
It
dude.
is.
Unless
And
you're
I'm trying to
Canadian,
watch
you're
it.
not watching much, man.
Well,
Let's go Red Wings.
yeah, because they suck dick on the fucking Maple Leafs when they can't do shit for hockey with TSN.
Yeah.
Give me Cronwall back.
All right. I liked. I almost put it in this. In the video for the podcast. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the end of the game, taking their social media to the next level, making fun of Will Levis by holding mayonnaise over coffee and then immediately putting on a sandwich. He says mayo doesn't belong in coffee. Buccaneers win. 14-point win, 20-6. Decent game for the Buccaneers. I would say pretty good game for them at home. Tennessee Titans. Wow, this hurts. Will Levis, 19 for 39 for 199, 5.1 on average, no touchdowns, 1 pick, 4 sacks, a 53.3 rating. Derrick Henry, 11 for 24, a 2.2 rushing average. Tennessee receiving, Kyle Phillips, 2 for 61, Tajay Spears, 4 for 42, DeAndre Hopkins, 3 for 27, Chigoziem Okonkwo, 3 for 27, Chris Moore, 2 for 21, Josh Weil, 2 for 16, Nick Westbrook-Ikane, 1 for 9, and Derrick Henry, 1 for -4. Ugh. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, 18 for 29 for 278, a 9.6 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 3 sacks, a 102.4 rating. On the ground, Rachaad White, 20 for 51, Baker Mayfield, 3 for 12, Chase Edmonds, 4 for 9, Devin Tompkins, 1 for 6. For receiving, Mike Evans, 6 for 143 and a touchdown, a great game from him, still beating Father Time. Chris Godwin, 4 for 54, Rachaad White, 2 for 47 and a touchdown. Trey Palmer, 2 for 21, Kate Otten, 2 for 10, Devin Tompkins, 1 for 5. The Tampa Bay defense still looks like it has a lot of good schemes to it. Their star power is kind of limited a little bit. I mean, Levante David is still good. Anthony Winfield Jr. is still good. Shaquille Barrett's getting older, but still very good.
And him, Vita Vea, Elijah Cansey.
Yeah, Vita Vea coming back from injury, so still a dangerous guy. But
take me off camera a sec.
Yep. Still, but at the same time, they still have a good defense, and it really challenged the Titans, who you're trying to run the ball against a Vita Vea front line. That's hard to do. And then when you can't set the run up, you're really focusing on a rookie quarterback, Will Levis out of Kentucky, throwing to a bunch of nobodies and DeAndre Hopkins. So, lot of options. Or not a lot of options, rather, sorry. Not a lot of options you can do when you can't set up the play-action pass. And then Tampa Bay took advantage of a Tennessee defense that is But
I think no, they don't have a lot of injuries. If I remember
kind of
right.
injured, kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
they're not the greatest defense in the world. There's a reason the Titans are 3-6.
This was a game of who made the least mistakes.
Yep.
And today that was the Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and please just let Baker keep his job, man. Come on, Tampa.
Yeah,
he's doing good for you.
He's been serviceable so far this year for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can land a guy like Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr., I'd take it, but still have Mayfield start.
Yep. Not much else to talk about this game.
He was going to win the NFC South because fucking
whoever makes the least mistakes between the Saints and the Buccaneers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be here for this one.
Well, it's safe to say the 49ers are back.
This is just a massacre. I don't think I want to witness.
Yeah, like I thought Jacksonville was gonna do better, but damn.
Yeah,
Jacksonville. So what makes it worse is I started Lawrence over fucking Love.
Yeah, same. Could have started fucking. Well, I couldn't even start Tua in one of my leagues because he was on a bye, so I had to settle for Lawrence on the weekend. 4 fucking points in fantasy.
I will say, Jacksonville definitely is one of the teams that are still younger and struggling to kind of get some consistency, especially Trevor Lawrence in particular. This was a tough game for
but they're
him.
also going up against the 49ers defense as well.
Off a bye.
Yep, that just upgraded it with Chase Young
on
that D-line now.
Goodness. Terrifying. Debo was back.
No.
Brandon Ayuk's ready.
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams is back. Yeah. This was the first game Christian McCaffrey didn't have a touchdown in.
But they still destroyed Jacksonville.
The final score is 34 to
nearly 150 running yards.
Yeah. Final score 34-3 in favor of the Niners. Brock Purdy 19 for 26 and 296, 11.4 average, 3 touchdowns, 2 sacks, and a 148.9 rating. No picks as well. Sam Darnold actually came in through 2 passes. Only 1 completed for 6 yards. McCaffrey led the way in rushing, 95 yards and 16 carries. Then Samuel, 29 yards and a touchdown on 3 carries. Elijah Mitchell, 23 yards on 8 carries. And then George Kittle was the leading receiver, 3 for 116 and a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, 3 for 55 and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 6 for 47. Deebo Samuel, 4 for 30. Kyle Juszczyk, 2 for 26 and a touchdown. And Ronnie Bell, Michigan grad, 1 for 20, as well as DeJuan Jennings, 1 for 8. Then for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, 17 for 19 for 185, a 6.4 average, no picks, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 5 sacks, a 48.8 rating. Eventually, C.J. Beathard came in and went 1 for 2 for 5 yards.
He's still playing? God damn.
Yeah. For Jacksonville, leading rusher, Travis Etienne, 9 for 35. Dearness Johnson, 3 for 12. Trevor Lawrence, 2 for 7. And Tank Bigsby, 3 for 5. Then for receiving, Christian Kirk, 8 for 104. Dearness Johnson, 2 for 28. Calvin Ridley, 2 for 20. Tim Jones, 2 for 17. Evan Ingram, 4 for 12. Travis Etienne Jr., 2 for 9. Biggest thing with this is this 49ers defense is probably the scariest or second scariest behind the Browns, however you want to rank them. I definitely think their pass rush is a lot more scary, especially with the two-headed monster of Nick Bosa and Chase Young. Not to mention the interior guys as well being problems in their own right. And then Jacksonville being the other team, it is very difficult for Jacksonville to be able to maintain any semblance of consistency, which is something that good teams are able to do, is maintain a consistent level of play. And a lot of that falls on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders. So, this is definitely a learning step you want to learn from and get better from, because this was bad with a capital B-A-D.
Exactly. Not much else to say at this. Better team won.
I don't think I put it fully on Trevor Lawrence, but yes, he should have done better.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's kind of weird. They could show they could do some stuff, but then they falter like this against a good team.
But
yeah.
like I said, you can only do so much against a team like San Fran. I mean, they're definitely a playoff contender, but if they go up against a team like this in the playoffs, they're not going to go far.
But Jacksonville has to be careful. Houston's on their heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking
we
down
said
here.
at the beginning of the season, this is their division to lose, and if they keep putting up games like that, Houston is definitely going to overtake.
Indianapolis is 5-5.
Yeah,
that's not far away either.
Indy's iffy to me. They might be able to do something, but
yeah.
it's hard. It's it's clearly between Jacksonville and Houston right
Sacrificing Anthony Richardson's body to a wood chipper was not the best idea for them.
now.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Anyway, time for this week's choke.
What the fuck?
Shit.
A 97% chance of victory blown on a last-minute kick by the Ravens.
This is
We
the last
could've been
time I'll
really
have to
quiet
say
after this one.
Browns were able to win the game 33-31. This is the last time I'll have to say his name. Deshaun Watson. 20 for 34 for 216, a 6.3 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, a 4.8 sacks, and a 74.8 rating. PJ Walker also came in the game through a pass which was incomplete. On the ground, breakout running back Jerome Ford, who's really taken a step up in the absence of Nick Chubb and his injury, has gone 17 for 107 on the ground, followed by Deshaun Watson. To his name again, 8 for 37, Kareem Hunt 10 for 32 and a touchdown, and Harrison Bryant 1 for 2. For receiving, Amari Cooper 6 for 98, David Njoku 6 for 58, Elijah Moore 5 for 44 and a touchdown, Jordan Atkins 1 for 8, Harrison Bryant 1 for 3, and Jerome Ford 1 for 2. On the other side of the ball,
Beautiful pick by Greg Newsome that was returned for a pick 6 on the defense side of the ball.
Yep. Is he related to Ozzie Newsome?
Against Baltimore.
Because Ozzie Newsome was a very famous, probably one of the top 10.
Oh
titans of all
no,
time.
I think Greg and Ozzie are
Greg.
not related.
Yeah, but it's Greg Newsome.
The same last name. It's like how Nick and Lou Saban have the same last name, but they're not related.
Yeah. Then for Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, 13 for 23 for 223 and 9.7 average, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 3 sacks, a 67.8 rating. He also was the leading rusher, 41 yards on 8 carries. Then Keaton Mitchell, 3 for 34 and a touchdown. Gus Edwards, 11 for 24 and a touchdown. Justice Hill, 2 for 7. Receiving, Zay Flowers, 5 for 73. Mark Andrews, 2 for 44. Odell Beckham, 1 for 40 and a touchdown. Keaton Mitchell, 1 for 32. Rashad Bateman, 2 for 25. Isaiah Likely, 1 for 5. Gus Edwards, 1 for 4. Baltimore is still leading the AFC North at 7-3, but it's a tight race. Behind them, Pittsburgh 6-3, Cleveland 6-3, and the Bengals 5-4. They have an important Thursday night game upcoming tomorrow for us. That's the Bengals and the Ravens, which is going to determine a lot of seeding. That could drop Baltimore down a bit and move the Bengals up into contention with some of these Pittsburgh and Cleveland teams.
How the fuck is Pittsburgh 6-3?
They're overplaying their current level.
Steelers bullshit football. What can I say?
I know.
Mike Tomlin's just him, man.
Standard is the standard. 8-8 season. Even if we take a skid of these next 5 games.
Got to rebuild at some point, but I think they're going to have to get rid of Tomlin to do that. I don't think Tomlin will willingly lose. But yeah, Ravens, like, your defense not being able to stop the Cleveland Browns is a little concerning. It's not concerning for me. I'm a Bengals fan, but at the same time, yikes. What's going on?
I mean, it doesn't help that this Ravens just falter in the fourth quarter. I think I saw something that Lamar Jackson's QBR is like 6 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. But again, he is a very unconventional quarterback, so there's a lot of different ways he likes to play. So all you care about in the end is the win. But again, this wasn't one, so some improvement there. For the Browns, definitely a bright spot is your defense, and you're able to get a win here. How many more wins are you going to be able to get with PJ Walker as your quarterback? Maybe some. Your offense still has some pretty good weapons. Jerome Ford's really been a bright spot for you. Njoku and Amari Cooper are also very dangerous in their own right. But other than that, like, what are we doing? What are you going to do with the rest of the season? You got your quarterback you paid the GDP of Luxembourg for. You're now sitting the bench, getting his massages, getting shoulder recovery. Like,
I mean, they're paying good money. They're paying him good money for those massages now. Well, that's
apparently.
What was that contract again?
They restructured it. It was $300 million guaranteed over 5 or 6 years, and they restructured it.
Damn.
And the AFC North is just a meat grinder.
Oh God, it's the hood of the NFL, man. No one gets out alive. It's fucking horrid.
It's like in fucking talking about Richmond. Goddamn.
It's the O Block, right, Mamba?
Wait, what?
AFC North is just the O Block of the NFL.
Fucking South Side Chicago out there.
Yeah, pretty much.
You remember O Block as a child, right, Mamba?
No, I never lived inside of Chicago. Jesus.
Mamba's from the projects. He got the facial tattoos removed.
Oh,
Even if
God.
I lived in Chicago, I live in the north
Damn
side where
it.
it's all gentrified.
All right.
It ain't like that. It ain't like that South Side, brother.
You are from Wisconsin. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. No.
all we
can't.
know is meth, dude. Our biggest
All I'm
gang problem
saying
is meth heads.
If you want to get good chicken in Chicago, you might have to risk your life. That's all I'm saying.
Fucking homemade Pervitin up in here.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, when you go to Chicago, don't you just go get what's that famous like chain that's in Chicago that's good for it's like why can't I remember the name of it ever? It's like a kind
I thought it was
of
something
fast
with
food.
hot dogs.
Church's chicken?
No, I'm not saying
No.
chicken, just food in general. There's like a famous Chicago.
Portillo's?
Yes, Portillo's.
Oh,
that's
Portillo's
like
at
a
public price sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Fort Wayne. That's a decent bit from Chicago, but it's still like kind of close. I don't think we have any here. I don't think. We might. Do we? Let's fucking look it up. I know there's a really good Philly cheesesteak place here that I love, which I didn't expect to find one of those. But apparently, Philly
There's one
cheesesteak is
thing-
also big in Chicago.
There's only one time I've ever been scared in my life. Is I got stuck in a roadblock on the south side of Chicago one time.
What?
Portillo's. Oh yeah, there's one here.
Like
No, north side.
from gangs blocking the road?
No, it was just a regular roadblock, but I was in the south side of Chicago. I was a little worried for my well-being.
You are so white.
Look, if the family from Shameless can live there, you'll be fine.
Oh my God, there was a
I had the fucking
roadblock
glove in
in
the,
the
I had the
south
gun in the
side of
glove compartment, dude. I was ready.
Buddy, I've driven
so
through Gary,
scared.
Indiana. It's nothing. It's nothing. Nuh-uh.
That's one place I will not drive through.
But have you lived in Gary, Indiana? That's the real question.
I'm too white
a
for
night.
that. I'm just getting shot. That's not happening, man. That's not happening. That's just not happening.
You stick out like a sore thumb. You are
How
the
do you
target.
do, my fellow brothers?
Yeah, talking about terrible
beaten
stuff.
out of me.
Terrible.
I would look like this guy.
Everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And
I would
that's
sound
what
like
my
that.
alter ego
On
would be.
Lemon.
Mr.
Stop.
Unlimited.
Stop.
Mr.
Please get him out of here.
No.
Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here.
Turn it
Get him
off.
out. Get him out.
No,
Get him
turn
out.
those lights off.
Get
All
the
right.
button on yourself right now. For
That's
that. Get the
speaking
button on
terrible.
yourself.
Speaking
Talking about
about
something terrible. Modern Warfare 3 being shit. So Kyle,
Oh my God, I don't care.
Good.
That one goes to Lob.
what? No. Anyway,
Yes.
Falcons 23, Arizona Cardinals 25. The tiny toddler Call of Duty playing monsters back. Kyler Murray went 19 for 32 for 249 for a 7.8 average. No touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 sacks, and a 71.0 rating. On the ground, James Conner led the way, 16 for 73. Then Kyler Murray 6 for 33 and a touchdown. Tony Jones Jr. 1 for 13. Keontae Ingram 2 for 2, and Clayton Tune 1 for 1. Then for receiving, Trey McBride 8 for 131. Rondell Moore 4 for 43. Michael Wilson 3 for 34. Marquise Brown 1 for 28, and Geoff Swain 2 for 13. On the flip side, the Falcons still can't pick who's going to start, Riddler or Heineke. Heineke went 8 for 15 for 55 yards and a touchdown. 3 sacks and 84.0 rating. Riddler came out 4 for 6 for 39 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, 84.7 rating. On the ground, Bijan Robinson 22 carries for 95 yards. Decent uptick in his production and touches. Ran for a touchdown. Heineke 4 for 34. Algier 9 for 31. Cordell Patterson 3 for 13. Desmond Ridder 3 for 11 and a touchdown. For receiving, Drake London 3 for 36. Kyle Pitts 3 for 30. Bijan Robinson 1 for 11. Algier 1 for 7. Cordell Patterson 2 for 7. Scott Miller 1 for 2. And Jonnu Smith 1 for 1. The Atlanta Falcons coach, remind me of his name.
Arthur Smith.
Bro, hot seat. Like, people saying, oh, it's just his first. Dude, what are you. Some of the stuff you've done.
No,
like
this is his third season.
Oh, right. Yeah. Some of the decisions you've had with Bijan Robinson and what you've done as far as handling how to get him more touches or lack thereof at this point. Like, yikes.
Well, also Heineke's not going to be playing next week because he's hurt.
Yeah. This is gonna be bad for Atlanta.
The other thing, Atlanta has a good line. And actually has a good offensive line. It's very underrated.
They have stuck
Very
as
good.
quarterback.
I mean, they have Jake Matthews, who I think is probably the most underrated lineman in the league, which is saying something. Son of famous center, probably the best center of all time, Bruce Matthews. Leads that line incredibly well. Is an amazing player, but at the same time, like that should equal more yards for Bijan Robinson. That should equal more time for a quarterback. But again, you need a good quarterback, and I'm sorry they don't have that. I think the Ritter experiment is over. I think he's doomed to mediocrity from here on out and a backup position as a film guy. And then Heineke, that commie magic, if you will, that he had is kind of gone. I don't know where Taylor Hennessy went, but it's not here in Atlanta. So,
So at this point, just draft Michael Penix Jr. and say by the Ritter.
Well, I mean, if they get him, I wonder what their pick is going to be. So,
I think right now they're still in top 10, like 9 or 8.
Yeah,
like that. It's definitely doable. Not all the teams ahead of them are quarterback needy.
all right. Next up after that, also, I didn't talk about the Cardinals, but we should go back to that. We kind of moved on a little too fast, sorry. But Kyler Murray coming back definitely looked good. 249 yards, only 1 pick is not bad. He also ran pretty well. Looks like he's been fully rehabbed. Pretty quick recovery for him. James Conner also back is another plus side for them. But again, how much do you really want to win? You're not going to make the play. I mean, can you make the playoffs? Fuck no. 2-8? No. Oh my lord, no. Oh my lord, no. No.
Yeah, now it's just playing for their jobs.
I think behind the Panthers and Giants and us, they have the worst record. So
I mean, do they really need? They're not going to draft another quarterback. So
are you sure about that? I mean, they did this already when they drafted Kyler Murray after just picking up Josh Rosen the year before.
No, you need D-Hop is gone. If they get a high draft pick, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. They need a good receiver.
They need a receiver. That's true.
Marvin Harrison Jr. should be the first pick, no matter who has the first pick. That guy is one of the most insane college football players I've seen in my lifetime. And I've watched Bernard Robinson play for a while. No, I'm saying Cowboys, that's Michigan fan, but still.
The Bears at number 1, Giants number 2, Patriots at 3, Cardinals at 4, according to PFF.
Hey, you guys won't get JJ McCarthy then. You guys will have basically you'll be sitting in the Texans position. If they take Stroud, you take Young. You guys will have Nix or Penix Jr. or Caleb Williams to choose from.
Or Drake May
if you go Drake May or JJ with those guys on the board, you're gonna get laughed out of the league.
I mean,
I'm
he's
sorry.
Bill Belichick. He's Bill Belichick. He's gonna make a random pick.
I can see McCarthy working with a scheme Belichick.
No, he's gonna trade down, and all the guys he passed up on are gonna have career rookie years, while the guy he drafted either breaks his leg week 1 or just does nothing.
No. All right, we'll let Trap House Sports take away this one for a little bit.
This game right here was a straight up battle. Last time I seen 2 white men battle like this, it was when Iron Man was getting jumped. I ain't gonna lie, Detroit rushing game was on a perk the whole time. They rushing attack was on a perk the whole game. Super elite Jared Goff play. Have him hand the ball. I ain't gonna lie, my brother, this is not it. Hey, yo, we got Jared Goff. He completes it to the cameraman. Captain check down. Screen pass Jared Goff. It's time to shine. Dan Campbell, the greatest coach in the world. He playing the Jared Goff strength and weaknesses. Kelly Clarkson said, hold my truly. It's time to get on the board. Another Jared Goff masterclass. He's handing the ball off. That shit was crazy. He shook the shit out of him. He shook his left meniscus into his right shoulder. His right ACL is in his left ankle. Y'all already know Keenan Allen about it. Y'all already know he got it. That's that ball head aggression. That right there is that ball head aggression. It's the same aggression DMX had. It's the same aggression Forrest Whitaker got. Jared Goff with another screen pass. You already know it's time to shine. He just ran in the straight line. He was completely untouched. Justin Herbert's breaking out of that pocket. You already know she about to get wicked. You already know Justin Herbert with the game on the line, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. 4th down. Wait a minute. If I was a coach, you would have been benched. You would have had to do community service to get back on the field. Oh, shit. We got Jared Goff with an elite pass down the field. Jay Urbo answer right back. That's 4th down Jay Urbo. I already know 4th down Jay Urbo, the best quarterback of all time. But when in doubt, just always have Jared Goff throw it before the stick. Something good is always bound. Holy shit. Just like that, the game is over. Jared Goff game winning drive. Field goal is good. That's GG.
And that's the game. More pain for Chargers fans.
Hey, Brandon Staley, I thought you're a defensive guru. What the fuck?
Yeah. I did call this though. This was going to be a shootout. 41-38, the final score. Detroit gets the win in South Candlestick, otherwise known as SoFi. Jared Goff went 22 for 33 for 333 yards. That's a really weird lineup for stats. 33 attempts, 333 total yards, a 10.1 average, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, 122.4 rating. God damn. On the ground, David Montgomery, 12 for 16, a touchdown. Jamar Gibbs, 14 for 77 and 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 for 9. Jared Goff, 3 rushing attempts, which were just kneel downs. Then for receiving, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 for 156 and a touchdown. Khalif Raymond, 2 for 46. Sam Laporta, 4 for 40. Jamar Gibbs, 3 for 35. Brock Wright, 2 for 23 and a touchdown. Jameson Williams, 2 for 18. And Josh Reynolds, 2 for 15. For the Chargers, Justin Herbert, 27 for 40 for 323 yards, an 8.1 average, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 114.9 rating. Another great performance from him. Austin Eckler, the leading rusher, 67 yards on 19 carries and a touchdown. Then Joshua Kelly, 5 for 16. And Justin Herbert, 4 for 15. Receiving, Keenan Allen, 175 yards and 11 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Again, old AC joint shoulder separation, bald head aggression man is going crazy. Austin Eckler, 4 for 48. Just Jalen Gutyan, 4 for 41 and a touchdown. Quentin Johnson, I believe, getting his first touchdown of his rookie season, 4 for 34. Donald Parham Jr., 2 for 18. And Darius Davis, 2 for 7. I think this really just came down to the Detroit Lions defense is pretty good. Chargers offense is really good. They have a lot of weapons, a lot of things to go to. But on the flip side, the Chargers defense has good pass rush, and then it's a lot of issues, glaring injuries, whatnot. And the Detroit Lions offense has just so much to go to. Goff can, long ball, mid ball, a lot of the checkdowns he was throwing, but it was working because they were get things to the outside, get it away from those dangerous defensive tackles, get the ball out quick. He took no sacks, and you're throwing it to guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jamar Gibbs. Those guys all have one thing in common. And guess what it is? Blazing fast speed and elusiveness. Those guys are all super shifty. And then if you want to throw it over top, you got big targets like Laporta and Brock Wright. So a really great game plan drawn up by Dan Campbell. And the Lions, honestly, looking like one of the top 5 teams in the NFL right now. They are clicking. It is slam poetry night in Detroit, man.
This game is so good for fantasy. I got so many points out of this game alone.
I feel bad. I feel so bad for Herbert though. Like with Staley's play calling is just really making him turn more and more into the modern day Philip Rivers, and I feel bad for him.
I mean, do you remember 2 years ago when people were like, "Oh, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow," and now it's like there's so much of a gap, and I feel like the gap is the Chargers have a team that has so many offensive weapons, but they can't block many people. Justin Herbert's constantly under pressure. They can barely run a traditional run game. Like, they have Austin Eckler, but, I mean, he's not really good between the tackles. And then
their depth on
is just,
run game is non-existent.
Yeah. Their defense is just horrible. Like, honestly, the Chargers could have benefited. The Chargers could have benefited from Ezekiel Elliott. That's how bad it is.
Honestly, we can take him. We'll take him. We'll give him the same package we sent J.C. Jackson over there with. Just get his ass the fuck out of here.
I mean, and I do have to say this: David Montgomery's comeback game from injury went off.
Oh yeah.
Fresh legs, man. Fresh legs are something else. I do think I'm starting to feel there might be some Brandon Staley is no longer a coach for the Chargers if they finish under 500. I feel like that is a possibility.
I'd say
that's been a possibility since week 3.
I mean,
people were calling for his head since they fucking made that weird timeout call against the Raiders.
I know, and I mean, like, a lot of times you'll see teams fire coaches that are like, they're out of the playoff race. They're not going to do much. But like the Bills just fired their OC. Like, this year might be there might be some NFL owners and GMs on some roids when it comes to that big old fire button. This could be a bad year for them. But again, great game from both teams in the offensive categories. Defense on both sides could use some work, but again, Detroit comes out with the win on a very well coached game from Dan Campbell. Also, Dan Campbell right now, especially after that game, kind of reminds me of Randy Marsh in that one episode of South Park carrying his nuts in like the wheelbarrow. The amount of times that man went for it on fourth down. Oh.
Where Randy gave himself like to
Buffalo
testicular-
soldier.
Yeah,
Living in America.
Let's get a little bit of cancer scan. Oh God!
Should we even talk about this game? This was just the
the Cowboys
senior
destroyed the
high
Giants.
school,
Moving on.
just beating up a fifth grader.
Yeah.
This
If you
was-
don't know, current starter for the New York Giants, Tommy DeVito, no relation to Danny, still lives at home with his parents, and his mother does his laundry and makes his bed. If that doesn't tell you that a man is not ready for a job as a NFL starting quarterback, I don't know what will.
Hold
Well,
on,
he's not
I have to
supposed
say
be
this
starting
though.
with that.
I
He's
have to
supposed to be
say
a
this
third
though.
stringer until fucking Tyrod Taylor and Danny Derps got hurt.
No. You know what's funny too? Tommy DeVito has more passing touchdowns than Daniel Jones this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants have been a dumpster fire forever. I mean, the final score in this was 49-17. Cooper Rush came on the field and even threw a pick. That's how much the Dallas Cowboys were winning by.
This game was the epitome of the Simpsons. Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah. Only 111 rushing yards from the Giants. 66 of them came from Saquon Barkley. 86 total passing yards from them. Receiving yards, 34 from Bellinger and 21 for Slayton. Danny DeVito went 14 for 27 for 86 yards, 1 interception, 5 sacks, a 67.8 rating. The flip side, Prescott went 26 for 35 for 404 yards, 4 touchdowns. Still managed to throw a pick somehow. 138.3 rating. They ran for 168 yards. It came from Rico Dowdle with 78, and then Tony Pollard with 55. Still not sold that Tony Pollard can be an RB1, honestly. Hasn't really impressed me thus far. Then for receiving, Brandon Cooks went off. 173 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 151 yards and a touchdown.
Michael Gallup got over 50.
Yeah, 2 for 70. 2 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown from Michael Gallup. This was the Cowboys just taking advantage of the Giants team, who is in disarray.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Saquon Barkley is not on this team in the next few years.
Whatever voodoo magic Brian Dable brought with him to the Meadowlands last year, that is completely gone. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to ask for Dable back when he gets fired in the next 7 minutes.
I think he might.
Really? You gonna put him? Oh, I mean, it's like the GM is the one that gave Daniel Jones that 40.
McDaniels keeps going back to New England when he gets fired. Yeah. Why not? The Bills do the same thing with Dable.
Really close game here, 26-29 the final score. Seahawks getting the win at Lumen Field at home against Washington Commanders, and the passing yard leader in the NFL, Sam Howell. That still doesn't sound right to me. He went 29 for 44 for 312 yards, 7.1 average, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 3 sacks, a 109.3 rating. Brad Robinson Jr., 8 for 38. Sam Howell, 2 for 17. Antonio Gibson, 4 for 13 rushing. Then receiving, Brad Robinson Jr., 6 for 119 and a touchdown. Antonio Gibson, 5 for 42 and a touchdown. Damian Brown, 2 for 41 and a touchdown. Logan Thomas, 5 for 40. Terry McLaurin, 4 for 33. John Bates, 3 for 21. Byron Pringle, 1 for 7. Curtis Samuel, 2 for 6. And Alex Arma, 1 for 3. On the flip side, the Seahawks, Geno, I didn't write back. Smith, 31 for 47 for 369, 7.9 average, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 1 sack, and a 103.9 rating. For rushing, Kenneth Walker III, 19 for 63, Zach Charbonnet, 6 for 44, and Geno Smith, 1 for 13. For receiving, DK Metcalf, 7 for 98, Tyler Lockett, 8 for 92, Kenneth Walker III, 1 for 64 and a touchdown, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 4 for 53, Will Dissly, 2 for 22, Zach Charbonnet, 4 for 18, Jake Bobo, 2 for 13, Noah Fant, 2 for 6, and Kobe Parkinson, 1 for 3. The other thing I want to point out, Bobby Wagner still got it. 10 total tackles, 8 solo, and a half sack, as well as 2 passes deflected and a quarterback hit at the age of 33. Which is very old for a middle linebacker, who are the guys who are taking the most high impact hits in football besides running backs. I mean, they're just the flip side, really. But
Hightower played was like 36, I think.
Yeah. One thing I'll say, again, 2 teams, kind of we saw before in the Chargers and Lions game, 2 teams that definitely have a lot more offensive power than defensive power, especially since the Commanders now lost their interior defensive lineman, Montrez Sweat, as well as their exterior defensive lineman, Chase Young. So there's a lot less pass rush on that team, and they have to sit back and play a lot more coverage because they can't get the quarterback as quick. So there's a lot of issues there with that now. But Seattle looks good on the offense side of the ball. Kenneth Walker is looking good. Geno Smith's looking all right. And the receiving core is looking better and better. That addition of Jackson Smith-Njigba falling to him in the draft, amazing pickup. Also, Bobo as well has looked really good. But for the Commanders, I'll go back to this. Sam Howell's leading the league in passing yards. Is this the Commanders' future in the quarterback? Like, he's had some ups and downs, but like numbers don't lie.
All right, here's what's his down. He's getting sacked because that O-line is terrible.
Yeah.
Is that his fault? If your O-line is that much shit?
Nah, I don't think it is.
Not really. I would know.
And also Ron Rivera's checked out. He's gonna be gone by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fired. Eric Bieniemy is gonna be the interim, probably the new head coach going into next season.
One thing I gotta say,
Give Bo Fisher to the Washington Commanders.
No.
Why are you like? Oh,
Sounds like Dan Snyder would do. I don't know about Josh Harris.
No, I'm not saying he's a trash quarterback. I'm not saying he's a trash quarterback. I'm saying it's really weird. He's been flying under the radar, honestly.
Yeah, but he's on the fucking Washington Commanders.
Exactly, yeah. Also, I mean, none of his numbers, I think, have stunned people. Like, this is a very good game from him, but, like, let's look at his game log, honestly. Let's bring up Sam Howell, look at his game log. Game log. Yeah, like, I've seen rarely people talk about Sam Howell in a lot of these games. Like, but I mean, he's putting up, like, his lowest passing was 151 against the Falcons. But he's put up numbers like 388 yards, 397, 325, 312. And yeah, he's taken 47 sacks thus far. Jeez.
He might break the record of the most sacked QB in a season.
Oh my goodness, dude. At least you know how to fall, I guess. And he's only thrown 9 interceptions, 17 TDs. Not great, but not horrible. But at the same time, the reason people aren't talking about him is he is on a team no one wants to talk about. No one wants to talk about the Commanders. They're just recently got purchased. They're going to get rebranded. They're hopefully going to get moved maybe a little bit. They're hopefully going to change their colors. Like this team
in a better stadium.
Oh yeah, the Washington Commanders are not an appealing team in many aspects. They have some good players, don't get me wrong, but like, dude, that stadium.
Yeah, in their current iteration, no. But with this new ownership group, it's going to take time to rebuild them to be a respectable team again. Especially with all the shit that Snyder was known for during his tenure as their owner for like the past 2 decades. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight.
But honestly, I think the Washington Commanders might have found a really good candidate for a franchise quarterback in Sam Howell. It's looking very good thus far.
Certainly.
All right, moving on to the Sunday night game. This was a debacle.
This was a game of all time.
New York Jets 12, Las Vegas Raiders 16 from Allegiant Stadium. Zach Wilson 29 for 39 for 263, 6.7. No touchdowns, 1 interception, 2.6 or 2 sacks for -6 yards and a 68.6 rating. Rushing, Zach Wilson led the way as the leading rusher for the Jets. 54 yards on 4 carries. Breece Hall 13 for 28 and Dalvin Cook 4 for 26. For receiving, Garrett Wilson 9 for 93, Tyler Conklin 7 for 70, Breece Hall 3 for 47, Xavier Gibson 1 for 24, Alan Lazard 1 for 17, CJ Uzomah 1 for 6, and Malik Taylor 1 for 6. Then for the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell 16 for 27 for 153, a 5.7 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks, a 72 rating. Then for rushing, Josh Jacobs 27 for 116, had a really good game from him. DeAndre Carter 1 for 15, Trey Tucker 1 for 9, Zamir White 1 for 5, and Aiden O'Connell 2 for 3. Then for receiving, Devontae Adams 6 for 86, Jacoby Myers 2 for 21, Michael Mayer 3 for 19 and a touchdown, Josh Jacobs 2 for 11, Austin Hooper 1 for 7, Hunter Renfrow 1 for 5, and Amir Abdullah 1 for 4. Josh McDaniels was a big problem because this Raiders team looks a lot better without him.
Yeah.
their defense still can't do shit, and their offense still has some hang-ups. Obviously, Garoppolo being out is one of them, but like Jacobs finally ran over 100 yards, went for 116. Devontae Adams looked better. Again, only 86 yards and 6 receptions, but still a lot better there. And again, the Jets have a good defense, so it was really hard to get those yards, but at the same time, the Jets' offense is...
Oh, yeah, the Jets fans wants their quarterback back, a.k.a. Rodgers.
He might come back. He's been, actually throwing. I don't know if it's smart, but at the same time,
no person would how their O-line is.
That would not be smart. No, he needs to just fully get healed. But the power of all of his ointment
ayahuasca
and darkness retreatness,
ayahuasca, dolphin
ayahuasca,
ayahuasca, yeah. Do all that and then come back.
Oh, Fazza.
All right, moving on.
So yeah, but again, it's good to see the Raiders kind of recovering a little bit from that debacle of a coaching position that they were thrown at. And the Jets, you're wishing for Rodgers back every day. That's kind of how it's going. All right, and the final game of this week, Monday Night Football.
Ozzy, we're sorry, but this was a game. We got him on the board. Nobody wanted it.
Decent gain on first down. Oh, when I saw that fumble, I was like, this might be Bills losing.
Allen fastball picked off. God damn it, trash.
I think I'll do a wrap round.
Wilson sets up and swings it
What?
around.
Mr.
Mr. Haley.
Mr. Unlimited. This catch. Look at the.
Chariot of fuck. Oh yeah, the toe drag swag by Sutton on this.
Thanks, Cortland Sutton.
That is.
Now it's my turn.
Yeah. All right, let's see you do it.
Wide open touchdown. He's naked.
Indecent exposure.
With the win. This one is
Directly to the defense.
You just blowing from stupid town?
Bills back out of there defensively. This pass. Prank him, John. This is
Prank him. What the?
Now it's my turn. Firmly grasp it. He knows he's.
Oh yeah, this fucking.
Fucking
hell, that handoff.
That's why he was as open as he was in the flat.
Now I'm panicking.
Here's a bobbled snap. And Dixon's in trouble.
So Warren Copper.
Here, hold this.
Has looked like the old Russell Wilson. See if the Bills can.
What?
Oh.
See if the Bills can answer. As Cook has
Fucking
it
dribbled
back
it.
into his arm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was pretty
This one is for
impressive.
Judy.
This.
There is contact and a flag.
That was pass interference.
It was.
Yep.
Lutz.
And this.
He missed it.
But wait for it.
But a flag is down.
12 men on defense. 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Still fourth down.
12 seconds later.
Good snap, good hold. Kick. Perfect.
Live reaction of Buzzy.
Oh man.
I don't even think we need to get into it. That summed it up perfectly.
Yeah. The biggest thing is this was the most balanced game I've seen from the Buffalo Bills. Allen went 15 for 26 for 177, touchdown, 2 picks, and a 59.3 rating. James Cook on the ground, 17 for 109, an amazing rushing performance from him. And then in the air, you had 2 for 56 by Gabe Davis, 5 for 51, and a touchdown from Dalton Kincaid, who's been a bright spot on that Buffalo team. Looks amazing. Stephon Diggs, 3 for 34. Really good numbers from them, but then their defense couldn't really stop Denver, who's kind of turned it up. They're looking better now. Russell Wilson, 24 for 29, 193, a 6.7 average, 2 touchdowns, 4 sacks, and a 117.4 rating. They weren't really able to get it on the ground as well with just one player. Javonte Williams had 79 yards, Russell Wilson had 30, Samaje Perine 8, and Jaleel McLaughlin 8 again, so that's 122 yards. In the air, then Sutton, and then amazing toe touch touchdown, as well as Perine 35 yards. But other than that, nothing really stood out. there was just a lot of errors in this game. A lot of errors, muffed.
A lot.
Kicks, a lot of interceptions.
More handoffs.
Yeah, fumbles. Just
James Cook fumble in the
12
beginning.
men on the field. The other thing I'll say is that the Broncos were kneeing the ball to try to get to fourth down and force the Bills to waste their timeouts. But the Broncos had no timeouts of their own. And there were only about 20-some seconds left. So they're expecting the Bills to call a timeout. If I were the Bills, I would have just let the clock keep going. You're not stopping it. If you get 2 more timeouts, they're just going to go back out there with another crew. They're sitting there thinking that you're going to take a timeout. They knee it down, and then all of a sudden you don't take a timeout. And they're like, okay, get on the field. You have 20 seconds to get your entire kicking unit on the field and then ready to go for the kick, hike it in enough time, and get it completed, which your kicker is running out there. You know, kickers, when they get out there, they like to take a deep breath, take a couple steps back, get in their stance, get ready, get comfortable. If you rush a kicker, they're they go fucking crazy. It's like that scene in Batman with he's like, I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. They're just going crazy. So honestly, I feel like it would have been a better idea to not take a timeout and just throw a fucking curveball at the Broncos. But they ended up taking their timeouts, and again, the kicking team then was prepared on that final kneel down to run onto the field. They ran onto the field, but also your kick block team ran onto the field with 12 guys, and they missed a kick, then got a re-kick, and went wall.
Yeah,
you lose by 2.
Yeah, what's funny is if they didn't have 12 man on field, everyone would be clowning on the Broncos. Literally everyone.
Oh yeah,
but
I think we'd still be clowning on the Bills for letting the Broncos get this close because
But I have to say, how Sean Payne got that Bronco, at the end of the first half, how quickly the Broncos had to get their field goal unit on there and still made that kick too.
Yeah.
I think Sean Payne's actually fixing some stuff now.
Sean Payton seems like the type of coach that's a very good disciplinarian. I guarantee there's no bullshit going on in that team.
That was impressive.
I think Josh Allen's trying to play hero ball a lot more now than he has to.
Yeah, especially with how they're starting to slip in the rankings a little bit. Like this past month in games for the Bills, especially after the injuries, guys like Matt Milano and others have been just brutal for them. It's showing just how iffy they are without guys like that on either side of the ball. It's not looking good.
So yeah, Buffalo's still okay. They're 5-5, just behind Miami in the standings. They're not in the playoff picture right now though because the AFC North is insane. So they're above New York, the New York Jets by a bit. They're 4-5. New England is 2-8, but they're behind Miami, who's 6-3. Denver is in a bad spot. They're 4-5 in the bottom of the division, where you have the Los Angeles Rams above them at 4-5, Vegas at 5-5, and Kansas City at 7-2. So
that would suck if they regressed back into their suckiness that they've always been.
Oh, I don't know if they're going to go that far, but
they're too good of a roster, man. They have too good of a roster. They just traded for
they're pretty cursed. I'm not gonna lie. They're very cursed.
Rasul Douglas.
Trade for Rasul Douglas. They have Von Miller on defense. They also signed Linval Joseph, who's still an amazing run-stopping defensive tackle. They have Leonard Floyd. Once they get healthy again, they'll have Matt Milano back. And on the offense side of the ball, Kincaid looks great. Dawson Knox when he's back in healthy. You have two of the best tight ends, I think. Probably two of the best, maybe
really
10
good
tight ends in the NFL on the same roster. Josh Allen's still incredible. Gabe Davis is great. Stephon Diggs did put something on his Instagram story that, said he wanted the ball more, and someone told him to put on a Broncos jersey. So, I don't know what that means. Diggs has always been very vocal and very argumentative with many guys, so I don't know what that means. If that means he's leaving, I hope not. I like to see Buffalo do well. I like Buffalo. Buffalo and the Bengals have always liked each other for many reasons, even before the DeMar Hamlin incident of last year. We got
even before the Muzzy incident.
Yeah. I mean, we got him into the playoffs one year. We had to beat the Ravens. We had no reason to beat the Ravens.
2017.
We were out of the playoff picture. We just said, fuck it, we'll beat the Ravens. And next season when we went and played them, Andy Dalton got a standing ovation in Buffalo. So, yeah. Tough situation for the Bills to be in. They got a big hole to climb out of. They're at 500 right now. Not good. Not good at all.
Yep. Oh.
All right. We'll go ahead and move on to week 11 in a second. But first, before we do that, we'll get to the Tank Bowl with Macedon.
Yes, you don't get to see my dumbass face. I'm sorry. All right. Fuck. I actually switched Giants into Panthers right now.
Oh God.
Giants are in worst. I'm sorry. They're fucking Christ.
Like it's bad in Carolina, but Giants are just keep getting worse and worse as the weeks go.
Yeah. Ooh, should I put Patriots at cringe?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, because
especially after Belichick's pegging.
Like Bacon's been okay for the Bears. They're not going to be great for the rest of the year, but it's not as bad as what's happening in New England right now.
Yeah. Arizona gained the win, keeping them at bad. Ooh, the honorable mentions. Still Green Bay in there? Yes. They're pretty bad.
Falcons stand.
Come on, it's obvious. Falcons, yes. You know what? Take Broncos out. They deserve not to be an honorable mention.
Really?
Titans.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
Like, they need to fix some stuff too. Like the next closest, if it wasn't Titans, the next closest would be Washington.
Washington, yeah, I guess so.
They've kept it close
say
most of the games. I would put Washington and the Chargers on a similar level, in my opinion, honestly. Maybe even with the Seahawks. That's why that game was so close.
Yeah. It's just Justin Herbert is still really good, even with with Staley. And then Washington just seems checked out with Ron Rivera checked out. But I think this is good for me. That's all I could think of, like, for the honorable mentions and then all that for the top 5 worst. Like,
seems totally fair, yeah. All right, we'll go from one special segment to another. Gorlami, take it away with some gambling.
Oh, God damn it. Can we not?
I mean, how bad is this line?
Actually, I do want to see.
There's a decent amount of value picks I did here,
Did
so.
you just spit in a bottle?
Shut your goddamn.
You ever seen dip before, bro? Like,
you're fucking.
You ever dipped, dude? I've never dipped before. I hate
it.
You saw me while I play Hold Fast, Mama.
Where the fuck's the fucking list, dude?
I know.
Well, I'm waiting for you to talk about it. Like,
I'm giving Gorlami shit.
I'll throw the list up so I can look at it because I did this
Okay.
literally like before the podcast started. So, quarterback for a value pick, I went with Brock Purdy because you can trust Purdy.
Pretty good pick.
I went with
That's a
what's
pretty
his
good
fucking
Rico Dwaddle.
can't even read the fucking name I picked.
Rico Dwaddle.
Value pick there with the Dallas running back, the no name. Christian McCaffrey, because yes.
Yeah.
God damn it, I can't fucking read it. I'm just pulling up my fucking
yeah,
list.
I don't know if I've read that guy's name much. I don't.
Jay, right?
Gooten for the Chargers
This might
for
be
a
the
value
worst
pick.
screenshot I've ever seen in my life.
It makes him look like he's a Madden generated player taken straight from the game.
Nah.
Yeah. Wilson from Arizona, another value pick. Tight end value pick with Luke Musgrave. Tyler Lockett, I just want to trust it.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay, we need to pause for a second. I just realized Luke, in that image of Luke Musgrave, he almost looks like a more handsome Gorlami.
Fuck you.
Like,
I don't know. That Luke Musgrave picture kind of looks. He looks like he's on meth.
He has
fucking bent Kate up.
He has the
look at that.
the cowlick. The hair is the cowlick.
Get bent.
They are exactly.
Gorlami looks straightforward.
Where's the line?
Gorlami looks straightforward. Oh man.
Screw you guys. And last but
You
certainly not
guys-
least, because
I almost shot
because the
myself.
Lions are playing the shithole that is Chicago, I'm taking their defense.
Bro,
All
what
right.
about Gorlami's long lost brother?
Oh man. All right. Yeah. Not bad. I don't know who Gutton is, and then maybe Wilson will get some more looks with
I have a little bit of money to work with it. I could probably get a better receiver than Gutton, but
I mean, Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy seem like they could win alone, especially if Dwaddle performs like he did against the Giants. But they're playing Carolina, so that is possible.
Given the fact that the Packers playing the Chargers and that defense is pretty meh, I feel like Musgrave's going to get opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big target. Young quarterbacks like big
this
targets.
guy sounds so no-name. Jalen Guyton out of North Texas College. And this is he was an undrafted agent since 2019.
Wow. All right. Anyway, let's get
Yeah,
back
but in
to
week
our...
10, he dropped 13 points. So,
Let's get back
What's
to the
Mamba's
predictions.
MVP?
Yeah. Mamba.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Everyone's favorite and forgotten segment of the show. We're gonna give it
So forgotten it doesn't even have its own.
can you take me
First
high?
time ever in football stoogery history, we're gonna have a back-to-back MVP of the week.
Oh,
the Pastronaut.
Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see it going to a lot of different people, but he's one of them. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We won't have the scores up since Masson is traveling. Wasn't able to record them just because of logistical reasons. So that's totally fine. But
use your imagination.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give our predictions anyway. Let's start obviously with the Bengals and Ravens coming up on Thursday Night Football. That's in Baltimore. Bengals know it's a must-win game. They're coming off of a tough loss against the Texans. They're also without T. Higgins, but Trey Henderson has confirmed that he will play even with the hyperextension to his knee. So that's going to probably add a couple different things, especially since the Ravens line has suffered through some injuries as well. So we'll see how that affects it. Bengals usually split with teams, and they lost the Ravens earlier this season. So I think they're going to beat them this time. I'll take the Bengals in this one by 3.
Oof.
Give me the massages by 3.
What?
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 It's the Bengals, not the Browns.
Oh, I thought we picked those. No?
No. Bengals and Ravens.
Oh, I'm stupid. I thought it was a Thursday today. Okay. Give me Bengals are gonna, or not Bengals.
Freudian
Ravens
slip.
3. Ravens 3.
Intrusive thoughts.
I'm gonna say Bengals by 4 Thursday night game, and Baltimore's gonna choke at the end.
The Bengals by 3.
Yeah, Bengals by 3.
All right, moving on to the Sunday slate of games. Steelers-Browns. I think the Steelers' luck runs out here. They've had some good wins on teams they shouldn't have beaten. The Browns are coming off a bad loss against Ravens, or a good win against Ravens, excuse me, and they're riding a high here. Even without Deshaun Watson, I think the Browns' defense will make enough up alone. Defense wins championships, but I don't think they'll get them one, but they'll be able to beat the Steelers. I'll take the Browns by 7.
Give me massages by 3.
There you go.
Browns by 3.
Browns by 10.
Browns by 6.
All right. After that, we got the Bears and Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions in this one. Obviously, I think they're gonna win by 14 in a pretty good game.
This is not a hard decision for me. Obviously, I am a Lions fan, so let me get Lions by 14.
You fucking bandwagoner.
No. Lions by 10. Lions by 10.
I'll say Lions by 10 also.
Even the Lions by 17.
Lions by 13.
All right. Next up, Chargers and Packers. Want the Packers to win, but I don't know if they have enough defense to stop the Chargers offense. So I think it could end up being a shootout depending on how the Packers play, but I think the Chargers will win this shootout rather than the shootout they lost last week. I'll take them by 10.
Give me the who am I kidding? That's gonna be Chargers by 3.
Fuck off.
Chargers by 7. Even with Brandon Staley fucking up, Green Bay is gonna fuck up more.
The Packers by 7. I stay true to my team.
Oh, bozo.
Give me Spanos' kidnap victims by 10.
All right. Raiders, Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a bye. Raiders still probably won't have Jimmy Garoppolo. For that reason, I'm taking the Dolphins by 14.
Give me the Cheetah by 21.
Wow.
Dolphins by 13.
Dolphins by 10.
Dolphins by 17.
All right. Next up, Giants and Commanders. I'm taking the Commanders in this one, not only because they're at their own shitty stadium, but also because DeVito is not a NFL quarterback at all, in my opinion. So I'm taking the Commanders in this one by 7. Yeah.
Give me the Washington Redskins by 10.
Even though the Giants beat the Commanders earlier this year, I think it's Commanders by 3.
Give me the Commanders by 10.
Commanders by 9.
Cowboys Panthers from Charlotte, North Carolina at the 1 p.m. slot. This is back-to-back like slaughterhouse times for the Cowboys. It's gonna be like that one meme of the death knocking on people's door and the blood trail coming out. If the Cowboys, Giants, Panthers, then they'll play somebody real and be like, "Oh shit," and fall on their face. But for now, Cowboys are gonna win this by 21.
Give me the Slave Owner by 32.
Whoa! Whoa! Back in. Whoa!
All right, let's back the fun bus the fuck up here.
Jesus.
You've seen the photos.
Cowboys by 18.
That was him at a freaking
Cowboys by 10.
Hey, close enough.
Close out by 100. Fucking hell. Cowboys by 30.
I'm not defending Jerry Jones here, man, but goddamn, that was out of pocket.
That was way out of pocket.
Titans, Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a bad loss. Same with the Titans. However, I think the Jaguars are better, and they do realize the situation they're in. Therefore, I think they will win the game by 10.
Give me the quarterback that looks like a chick by 14.
That's one chiseled ass chick, bro. What the hell?
Yeah.
That chick's got one.
Trevor Lawrence's face looks like handsome Squidward, dude. I don't.
Sir fucking Lancelot, if I've ever seen it.
I'm trying to make my prediction, but god damn it, Mama. Jaguars by 7. I think their defense is decent enough to stop the Titans.
Yeah, Jags by 7 for me too.
Jags by 10.
All right, next up, the last of the 1 p.m. slot, Cardinals, Texans. I'm taking Texans in this one. Their team just is clicking on a good roll. I think they'll be able to defeat the Cardinals pretty handily. I'll give them the win by 17 here.
Give me the better Texas team out of the entirety of the NFL by 7.
Houston by 10.
Give me the Texans by 13.
I'm getting the Texans by 7. I think Kyler Murray's return is going to do something for the Cardinals. Make it a little more competitive, but not enough.
All right, 49ers and Buccaneers out of Santa Clara, California. I liked how one of the NFL news stories that kept popping at the side while we were looking through the scores that the Buccaneers attempt to ride this win into the game with the 49ers. You could ride the fucking Silver Surfers longboard. You're getting your ass handed to you on a silver platter with 3 more holes in it. 49ers by 21.
Excuse me. All Purdy needed was just a little quick farm session in Iowa. So give me the 49ers by 21.
Goated clip.
Harvesting that corn,
Him
baby.
and a fucking harvester. That was a goated clip.
Oh, my
San Fran.
international harvester.
San Fran by 17.
Give me Big Cock Brock by 21.
Give me the better team in red by 24.
All right, 4:25 p.m. CBS, Orchard Park, New York. The Bills look to advance out of the 500 streak into 6-5 against the Jets, who could either fall to 4-6 or get to 500 at 5-5, depending on how the game goes. Bills have to win this game in so many different ways. Their OC is gone, so that could create some issues, but it might not. Who knows? But at the very least, I think the Bills will win this game by 10.
I only need to say one number. 12. That's who I want to win.
By
what?
You didn't get it.
No, I got it.
12 man by 12.
Yeah, 12 men on the field.
Yeah,
Bills
Bills.
by. He's saying Bills by 12.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Bills by 7. They're gonna get revenge from week 1.
Gorlami.
Bills by 3.
Bills by 10.
All right. Next up, the last of the 4 o'clock-ish slot. Seahawks Rams. I'm gonna take the Seahawks in this one, even though it's in LA. I don't think that matters. I think the Seahawks just have a better overall team, and I think they're gonna be able to run the ball pretty easily. Not decently easily in the Rams. Bobby Wagner can still be an issue, and again, Aaron Donald is just a massive human being. But I think the Seahawks will be able to set up a lot of different things, especially against a very weak secondary. I'll take them by 7.
Oh, the Rams. Another away game for them, even though they're home. So give me the Seahawks by 7.
I gotta think it's a little bit closer. Seahawks by 3.
Seahawks by 6.
Seahawks by 7.
Alrighty, and then the Sunday night game, Vikings Broncos. Upset alert. I am going to take the underdog here, and I think they will take me higher. And Vikings will soar to victory in this one by 3 in a close one.
Yo, I'm gonna be riding Dobbs' dick to the fucking moon.
Whoa! All
right, Belichick.
Back in the pocket. Seriously.
You ain't gonna speed by that like you just didn't say it.
Skull by 5.
So Vikings by how much?
5.
No, he doesn't want them to win. He wants Josh Dobbs to fuck him. That's what he said.
Take it easy over there, Belichick, all right?
Oh my god. I think Vikings still on their hot streak. Vikings by 7.
Give me. Oh, someone's got to shut Russell Wilson up, so give me the Pastronaut by 10.
Mr. Unlimited.
Give me the
Mr. Unlimited.
Minnesota Space Agency by 10.
All right, and finally, a really good Monday night game. Super Bowl rematch, Eagles, Chiefs. That is going to be a tough one. Chiefs defense looks really good. They're coming off a bye. The Eagles, are they in a bye this week?
Yep, they came off a bye.
Came off a bye. So both teams are coming off. Both teams coming off a bye with a long week too. Playing on a Monday rather than a Sunday. This is in Kansas City. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's going to be a 3-point game. And I'm going to give it to the Eagles. Because hopefully they can get some of their starters back on the defensive side of the ball. That's what I'm hoping.
All right. I don't like Taylor Swift, but I do like the Birds. So give me the Birds by 7.
All right. Bye week. You got Andy Reid coming off a bye week, which he rarely loses. You got Eagles coming off a bye week. Gonna get some people back from injury. What's gonna happen? Last play of the game, the Kansas City is gonna do the fucking hold at the end of the game. Eagles by 3.
I thought you were gonna pick for Kansas City for a second because you said
No.
cold.
I know, but like
Look, okay, Mr. Pfizer is still going to be living his dream in Argentina. He's not going to be ready to play. And as we all know, that's the only receiver the Chiefs have right now. So give me the
But
Eagles
Taylor
by 7.
Swift is going to be at that game, though. That's the thing.
Is she? I
Oh,
thought
no.
she
Who
still
gives
got
a
her
fucking
tour she
shit?
got going
I
on.
clearly don't.
Well,
So you said
Swift
Eagles
be
by
like,
how
"You
much?
Take me
7.
higher."
7.
I'm gonna say Chiefs by 3.
Chiefs by 3.
Chiefs by 3.
all right, and the buys for this week: Falcons, Colts, Patriots, and Saints. You guys are off. Patriots definitely need it to figure out what the fuck they're doing.
We don't want to see any of those
Damn
teams.
right.
No, Belichick's ass is safe for round 3.
One thing we're gonna preview
No,
it
his
for next.
ass isn't safe.
We'll preview it for next week. This is an amazing slate. You got your Thursday, November 23rd games for Thanksgiving. Then you have a game on Black
Traditional Lions
Friday.
game.
You have a game on Black
Scared.
Friday. Then
Black
games on
Friday.
Sunday, as well as a Monday night game. An
I'm
amazing
scared.
slate. This is the second most anticipated week, in my opinion. My most anticipated week, honestly, is this. This is
Bengals,
Christmas
Steelers.
week. Thursday, you got a game.
yeah.
2 games Saturday.
Ooh.
And then you have a couple games on Christmas Eve, the 24th. And then on the 25th, you have a Thanksgiving slate. Christmas Day, you have a 1, a 4:30, and an 8:15. Only 3 games. What I call a Thanksgiving slate, there's only 3 games, and they really don't overlap if the games kind of run normally. And
Ooh,
these
that'd be
matchups,
Christmas.
yeah, Christmas games. Now, these matchups right now, Chiefs are probably going to beat the Raiders. Eagles are going to slaughter the Giants on prime television. However, Ravens 49ers, if they both stay healthy, knock on wood, that'll be a great game, especially 8:15 on Christmas night. Oh my goodness, man, you're full of eggnog and food and open the presents.
Meanwhile, Christmas Eve, I have to go to bed. I have to go to bed with visions of the Patriots sucking dancing in my head.
I mean, you get to watch them at 8:15 the night before.
Hey, well, for me, I'll be at my parents' in Texas watching the Christmas game. So we'll be going all Philly, gonna be climbing on some light poles.
You might have a Christmas miracle on the 24th.
You never
That
know.
actually is, yeah, you never know, but like Broncos looking better.
They are. They definitely are. They definitely are. All right. I think that kind of wraps
Did
it
we
up
get any
for
comments
us.
on our last video?
Yeah, the one we have is from Appleton Gaming. Y'all must suck at fantasy. You keep bringing up how Gorlami is at first somehow. Yeah, we just suck.
I mean, I played Gorlami and beat him, and we have the same record. But I think because he beat me early in the season, we split, and he has a higher points for, so that's why I'm not at the top of the league. But
Well, I'm
hopefully I'll
currently
get up
last
there.
in the league right now, so
You know those projected
am-
standings. Those are looking good. Those
I
projections.
gotta play Mamba. His projections like fucking scary.
I lost to fucking Muzzy, dude. All my
Mamba-
players were on fire. dude.
Mamba
You know
constantly
It was
underperforms.
bad.
Do you like the name I created for myself now?
What is it now?
Yeah, that was
Far's, yeah,
funny.
Far's welfare.
Gorlami went
Also,
Chicago
changed
Gorlami,
it.
you need,
order.
also
So I will.
Gorlami, that needs to be changed because technically San Fran owes the Packers,
Ooh,
which
yeah.
owns the Bears. So
Yeah, I still own the Bears though. I still have ownership.
yeah, but
yeah.
then San Fran actually owns
So,
you,
hold on,
so
hold
they
on.
actually own the Bears and the Packers.
For the viewers out there, we have the Chicago Bears owner, aka Gorlami, versus Brett Favre's welfare fund, aka
Oh.
me.
The matchup of the fucking century.
And then I think I play UK Duff, don't I?
I
Yeah,
think so.
I face
yeah.
against Muzzy. I'm Muzzy's kryptonite.
Yeah.
You are Muzzy's kryptonite.
There were some trades that went down.
Yeah.
It'll be finalized by the time the game goes on. I have traded Josh Jacobs for Justin Jefferson, and then I will turn around after that week and trade Justin Jefferson and the Browns defense, who's my second defense rather than the Niners defense, to Muzzy, who's agreed to trade me DeAndre Swift. So
Yeah,
couple
I
different
wonder
moves in
who.
the
I
fantasy
wonder who
sphere.
gave you Jefferson.
Yeah,
I literally just said I traded you.
Bro. This guy was trying to swindle me out of Tyreek Hill for Justin Jefferson and the Browns defense. I'm like, hell no.
Well, you needed a defense, and Justin Jefferson is a good receiver.
Yes, but why would you trade? I just don't
Cowboys
understand you
defense. The
trying
Cowboys
to trade for a
defense.
defense.
I'm not
I
trading
don't
for a
get that.
defense. I'm trading a defense. I have the Browns defense.
I don't
I
get
don't
why
need
you
it.
would trade a defense. Like,
They're really good. They scored 20 points multiple times.
I'm in first, and I've been picking up a fucking defense every other week.
Listen, I have the Niners and the Browns defense. Those are two of the best defenses in the league fantasy-wise. I don't need both of them. I think the Niners defense is going to be better. When a defense is scoring 20 points, which is more than a lot of your positions, that's a good trade to trade for. Like, the Cleveland Browns defense causes turnovers, gets sacks, and holds teams at low points. That is a great defense to have in fantasy.
Until this year, I've just not seen trades for defense.
Well, usually in leagues, there's not a good defense open. You keep one defense, and you do what you can with it. But since this is a six-man league, you can kind of pick up other defenses. I got lucky and picked up the Browns defense. I don't want to just give it up. I want to get assets for it.
I made $75 last year swapping defenses every week.
Americans, run the damn ball.
Yeah. It's been a good night. Thank you for watching Football Stooges. Maston said it best. Run the damn ball. Enjoy Thanksgiving. We'll come at you with an episode next week. Probably will launch on a Wednesday. But this episode should be coming to you on a Friday. The Bengals game should already be done. But anyway, most importantly...
Good thing. I think I got like 2 minutes left of battery on my headset.
As Maston said it best, run the damn ball.
Nope, just
Have a good
died.
night.